We alive, baby.
What the Jesus Christ.
Yes, we alive. We doing this. Yes, we doing the vertical. Yep, it's happening. Just accept it. It's okay. It's a new look. We're gonna use it to our advantage, hopefully. I don't really know how to work it too well, so we're gonna see how this actually works out for us. It's gonna be interesting nonetheless. Yeah. I missed you. Where you been at? Where have you been all my life?
I think that's a either made up song or an old head song. I'm not 1,000% sure who sang that. But nah, man, I think it's our schedules, man. We're just busy. So sometimes it's like, what are we doing? And it's like, shit, I had this come up, and then vice versa, and it is what it is. But when we can get it to an episode, we'll get to it. I appreciate you, for even consistently doing this, and hopefully we can keep building off of it. I mean,
yes,
I'm going on vacation though in like 2 weeks.
Where the hell you going? Where the
going
hell you going? Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
And how long? Soon? How soon?
24th through the 27th. Like that.
Okay.
So it's a weekend. It's just like a Friday to a Monday type thing. So.
All right, I might meet you.
I said I'd be in New York at some point this year. So I mean, you want to.
New York is different. I'm gonna bust your ass in basketball. So that's
my
you know what I'm saying? That's like
okay. Yeah. Whatever.
You know what I'm saying? That's
yes, we would. I thought we're going at some point. I thought so. It's just the summer's coming up. I mean, summer is happening right now. I don't know technically, but it's coming up. And then we also got the fall and winter. I mean, definitely coming to New York at some point. She got family up there. I like to go to New York. I don't mind. So, but today's show we're reviewing that happened in the past week or two, pretty much, and I want to talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's get to it. People gonna get here when they get here.
I don't even know if we're gonna. What'd you say?
I said the people gonna get here when they get here.
Oh, get your shit right, man. I don't even know. You gotta get it fitted right?
Yeah, because my white head is huge.
She probably ponytails it through. That's probably all the head. But no, well, the first one, I guess you guys were talking about it again. The salute. Appreciate you, brother. The teacher, man. The teacher was great. I don't even think I've been able to even touch on that topic yet.
Like, really? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. What is your thoughts on this man stepping outside of the boundaries and allowing at least 5 of his students to untangle his braided hair so he can go to his appointment to get it redone?
So should I tell you my initial thoughts or where I'm at right now?
Both. Good. Let it on this.
Pause. So my initial thoughts when I heard it, or watched it, or you seen you guys review it, I definitely felt what you guys were coming from in the sense that, one, I was agreeing that as a teacher's place, there's a level of that this isn't like the action is one thing, but the idea that he's a teacher is another thing because it's a lack of being professional and, in a certain atmosphere. However, I'm not too far removed from quote unquote from high school. It's not like I don't remember the feeling or remember what it was like or, let alone have a level of relevance to where it is today in terms of the environment. But so in my initial thoughts, I didn't necessarily think it was that too big of a deal, especially off the parameters of parents was involved, administration was involved, everybody seemed to okay it except the social media presence that he was allowing people to view it for. That's my biggest confusion as to why he was posting it for social media purposes. 2, if he was at this point, like I said, this is where I'm at now. But if he was a masculine man that he was promoting himself to be, if it was me in that position, I have long hair, and all my life, black women, young, old, have all wanted to touch and play with my hair and do certain things with my hair. So I understood, the level of maybe they want it from him, but he doesn't want it from them. So I was always like, don't touch my hair. I'm chilling, leave me alone. I don't want it because I didn't want it to get messed up. I always had an afro for most of my life. So as soon as you touch it, it starts being uneven and da 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 da. I'm like, don't touch my hair, but they always wanted to touch it. And I was like, no. So, but if he used that idea of, hey, you guys have to be A+ students, you have to have perfect attendance, and you have to have, basically be the best student ever. And even if you miss a beat, you're not given this quote unquote access. The idea of you recording the social media is still weird to me. I feel like you could possibly just set up a camera and just have it as a record for the parents if they ever wanted it, or something to submit if you needed to for review. But the idea of you being on social media is just doing it, I find that weird. I'm not going to get over that fact, even initial or later. But like I said, if me as a teacher coming up with creative ideas to incentivize my students to do better for the 14-year-old girls, that might be whatever, but I'm also not the one to be like, okay, come do this to me. Yes, I agree. Whatever.
Yeah.
I would be talking to the parents, be like, yo, this is not something I want to do at all. Let me get that something straight clear. This is not something I want to do. However, y'all daughters, for whatever reason, seem to want to braid my hair, and they're willing to get straight A's and da 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 da. I'm willing to sign off. We want to sign off to allow this to happen in free time. It's not something that I want to do. It's not something that I even thought to do. However, it seems like they're motivated if I allow this to be, whatever. I don't know what. I don't know. Like for the boys, I can think of multiple things. Like go play a sport, go outside, just get the fuck away from school. Most of the time, you know what I mean. There's incentives for both parties. Granted, absolutely. I agree. Like this is where I'm starting to agree with you. Is that it's a slippery slope. It's not that you're calling him a predator. It's not that you're even calling me a predator if I accept it. It's the idea that now this is a acceptable behavior. It allows predators to use such tactics to necessarily weed their way in. But granted, I think I also made this in my initial statement that most of these young chicks are not trying to touch most of these men's hair. They're only going to do the ones that maybe they have a level of infatuation for. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. Most of the male predators I've seen look funny looking. They be bald, at least the ones in my area. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, most of the quote unquote women, the male teachers women was infatuated about was either the football coach / teacher that might have been like the DB coach, so he was like an ex DB, so he still keeps himself in shape or whatever. And that was at my school, or maybe it might just be a good looking younger teacher. You know what I mean? He might just be younger than everybody else, so he looks, in terms of the environment, he looks comparatively better. He might still just be an average looking white dude or black dude, but comparatively, he looked better. He's more hip, whatever. So they feel closer to him. And so, like I said, the level, I agree with you, Sharon. Okay. That it allows predatory, predators to have a barrier of entry, another barrier of entry outside of the ones that already exist. And it's a slippery slope. So why even allow it in the first place, or allow it to be a case-by-case scenario and propagate this as something that should be okay across the board, let alone post it on social media. If you wanted to do this, you might as well just kept it within the school and just let this be with that. But you wanted to be a young, hip motherfucker and allow this shit to get out, and now you're accepting the heat that came with it. That's where I'm putting accountability on him. That's where I'm at now. I'm more towards where I'm at now, that I see fault, one, in him, and two, that it is a weird action in itself. Like I said, I wouldn't promote this for myself. I wouldn't want them to do this to me. However, if they are willing to go get straight A's and motherfucking perfect attendances and be the best student ever, the main purpose is the outcomes for the child. I'm not a predator. I'm not going to touch them. I'm not going to do anything. I don't even care if the teachers I don't care. We can be out in front of everybody, doors open. I don't care where this is at, because I don't have that intention. The main intention is to get them the outcomes, the best outcomes in terms of the academics. So And if men can accept that fact, where, like I said, where I'm playing both sides, because I heard them on the panel, it made it seem like they were just trying to not allow you guys to demonize men, because you guys were generalizing men, especially Brownsville. But that's just his stick. When you generalize men, these guys are going to get, they're definitely going to get offended. They're going to feel a type of way, because now it seems like most men, if they were put in this scenario, that they would find a way to be a predator towards a young girl. If we're going to say men, right? Because even when we say men or women do such and such, or men are this or men are that, or women are this or women are that, that's generalizing them. So I think that's where it gets lost in communication, is when we make blanket statements out of emotions to trigger the other side. And both sides do it. It's just, are you willing to accept that you're doing it knowingly?
So my problem with that part of the argument, it's not that we doing it on purpose. It's the fact that they are the perpetrators, and we cannot excuse the main perpetrators. It's just what it is. If men are the ones that are getting convicted more than women, even though women are overly represented in that same field, however, but the minority of the field is doing the majority of the crime, we gotta call a spade a spade.
No, I'm cool with calling a spade a spade. The majority of the people who commit this crime are men. That's fine. However, I think when you guys were, at least I think Bomb Cherry was, to an extent, kind of dismissing what not MR, was on Hamp's panel, Cool Nerd, Aaron's point on the idea, if just because it's not reported doesn't mean it didn't happen. And when you're talking about data, there are a lot of, either the biases behind the data, the reasons why they collected, and what they're actually pointing out and categorizing as actual, sometimes they might not categorize, like people's lines are different, right? People's lines for vegetarian or veganism is different. So people who put in certain data sets, you got to understand where their line is at, and why where they're correlating what abuse is, or whatever whatever the stat is for. But the main point I think AO was alluding to is this. I don't know if this is a metaphor. Yeah, this metaphor. If a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound even if you're not there? And that's, I think, the main point, is that, is the action still happening regardless of if it's in the data set or reported or not? Because even data sets is basically an amalgamation, accumulation of a bunch of anecdotal experiences that people are reporting on. So you can't now just include every single one that's being reported on, and then exclude the idea that there are ones that are not being reported on. I think a lot of times we get wrapped up in that, what's being reported and not, based just to prove our argument. Women do it, men do it. But I think, we're being honest, Aaron had a point that there are a lot of young boys that don't report what they might be doing with an older woman, even amongst the black boys. I think all these men on these panels, if we're going to use a data set, how many black men come on these panels and say that their first sexual experience was when they were under the age of 15 with a woman that was probably older than the age of 16, 17, if not older age of 18. So I think those cases aren't reported until now. We're talking about it on YouTube. So now is this being accounted for?
So I think the issue is that in this day and age, we're just more I can't pronounce this word when I need some more water. We are more concentrated on our children being children, remaining children. And for back then, when the young men were getting taken advantage of, they didn't feel like they was getting taken advantage of. They actually got a badge of honor for popping off an older woman, especially if that was a teacher, principal, or something of that nature. You was seen as the man in the neighborhood. You was the grown man of the neighborhood. If you was 15, able to pop off an older woman. So they got a badge of honor. So in their mind, they didn't realize that they was taken advantage of until they got older. They realized, hey, I would not want my young son to get in that same situation. Now we are adjusting to that. And I think that is the real difference between the data that he was trying to represent. So when a grown-ass man do that to a little girl, he is fully taken advantage of, because he's on top of her. He's physically doing it. He's luring her with money. He's doing everything that is possible to lure this woman in. A lot of times when we hear the On the opposite side, the young man is hollering at the girl, so those young boys don't feel like they are the ones being taken advantage of. So the psyche part of it is completely different.
But I don't
A lot
think
of
that
times,
was
the men that are taking advantage of the young girls, they trick the young girls into this position, then they can't get themselves out. It's like they caught in a spider web. But the young men, on the other hand, they are attempting to holler at the older woman. They are pursuing, so they don't look at themselves as a victim at all. That's why it's never been reported.
But did that dismiss that that's still the same as what's happening to the young girls?
Does it dismiss it? No.
So I think that's what AL was alluding to, is just because it's not being reported doesn't mean the act isn't happening. When we bring up these stats that it's 80% of this crime is being, or this act is being committed from male to female. His point is that all these young boys that grew up socially, quote unquote, thinking that it's okay, even though we acknowledge and know that it's not, should be accounted for when we're talking about these stats. So that would definitely even out the numbers by a dramatic amount, especially if you're talking about Black people.
So I don't think the numbers would even out. It's just like it still represents what happens within the crime. It's just like when we all know of somebody that we have a conversation with that probably did some criminal activities and never went to jail. But that doesn't mean that all of a sudden we can pay attention to crime stats.
I would lean more towards men. I'm not going to be disingenuous to the conversation, but I don't think it would be 80-20. It wouldn't be to the point where it's like whatever. It'd probably be a lot closer to 65-35, 60-40. Like, if I'm probably to keep it 1,000, but it's definitely still going to be more men.
And we also got to remember, men they also not just attacking the girls, they also attacking the young boys as well. So that stat would go up tremendously as well, because that stat is another stat.
We have to include the women to do it onto the girls then. I think Fantasy told her story about her older cousin.
Well, right. So that's different from teachers. But I didn't know about her story. So I don't know about her story. That it was an older girl. So I have no idea about that story. But we was talking about teachers, not so.
But that stat isn't for teachers, though.
Yes, no, the stat was for teachers. The one that we were talking about today. Yeah, the stat was. It was
the Brownsville brought up the 80-20 is for teachers.
Yeah, specifically with the teachers and students.
I gotta look up some other stats.
Not with SA. It was with students and teachers who is being disrespected. That's what the stat was about. What up, Cellulite? Good day to you. Man, so that's a very dangerous slope. But it's just that some men, they just want to protect men so bad, especially if it's a man that looks like it represents them. So like him being a teacher at one point. So I think he's more caught up in as a Black man being a teacher. Is not much of him in the educational system, and I think he's too caught up in that. Inappropriate is inappropriate. Once you open up that door of inappropriateness, you're going to open up the door for the bad characters as well. And that is the real issue of the inappropriateness.
But you would agree with me. I agree with you that it should never happen. But if it was a case-by-case scenario where you had a relationship with the teacher and everything else, like I said, if it's like me in that scenario, you wouldn't want that best for those girls.
I don't understand.
If you incentivize them in that way, that hey, they can braid or not braid or whatever, fuck up this guy's hair for 30 minutes, but they have the promise to have these set standards, and if they miss it, then they are stripped of that privilege. You don't think you're just saying, nah, fuck that?
No touching. Do not touch the goddamn children. Keep your hands off them. It should not be no physical touch unless it's like some kind of part of physical education. You show them how to do a push-up. You got to lift them up to a monkey bar. It got to be within the education system. It got to be within the realm. You're in a classroom. There's no reason for you to be physically touching, or my child to be physically touching that grown person. Absolutely not. That person is a teacher. Is not necessarily a stranger, but in reality, that person is still a stranger.
I really don't even care. if I'm gonna keep it 1,000, like now I'm speaking personally, like personally, in the sense of me not caring, and then like I don't even care if like we don't like this is like I'm like with you, right? Like, yeah, just say fuck it, like no, like I don't care, like
Yeah,
it doesn't
because
even matter
we
to
got to
me.
represent. For me, I got to represent the greater good, and the good doesn't outweigh the bad in this situation. It
Yeah,
was way
it's not
more
something I
bad
would fight for.
scenarios. Yeah, for me, it's just way more bad scenarios that can happen out of this than good. And
Yeah,
so
I agree with you. Yeah, if
that's
I'm a
why I
keep it,
cannot get with it at
yeah,
all.
I agree. Yeah, like I said, it's a slippery slope, and
Yeah,
it's like
very.
for what? It's like
And then to see how he was
we can
reacting this
incentivize him.
way.
He's also
Did
typed
you
up.
see how he was reacting?
No, I didn't see today's show. I can't really watch y'all show either because I have to
Be
work.
secret, right? But man, so you didn't see how he reacted to getting caught.
Nah.
What? Oh my God, Sway. This
Nah.
shit was insane. Let me see if I can find. While you have your commentation, keep on going. I'm gonna see if I can find this video.
Nah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't even feel the need to fight for it. Like I don't even know. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't even know how to approach that if a teacher came. Like even me trying to approach a parent about that shit felt weird when I brought it up earlier. Like I wouldn't even know how to respond if a teacher came up to me and said some shit like that. Especially if I'm looking at them and I'm like, either these little girls are attracted to you and that's a no for me, or you're a weird looking motherfucker and that's a no for me. And then two, you're a teacher, so why are you worried about, I just so weird, bruh. So weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
just
Let me
don't
see
do it.
which one's the better look.
Now, that one was fine. I mean, they don't really need to see me right
Okay,
now.
there we go. We're gonna go with this one right here. Look at your boy.
I look like a relative of you. Got a forehead,
Ah!
got the corners pushed back. He looks like he's from Brownsville, New York. Maybe a generation after. Maybe he's your little cousin or something.
Oh no, I can't get it any louder. That's just what it is.
I wanted to come on here and read some of the messages that my students are sending me during. Some of the messages that they've been sending me.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Leslie, I really hope that you see this message. How are you? I hope that you're okay.
Sway, I can't, Sway. Sway,
Our class
seriously.
misses you so much, and we really want you to know that we love you and we miss you so much. I can't wait for you to come back. I can't believe that taking somebody amidst all the
Wow.
controversy that everybody's
Yo, Sharon, let me ask you a question.
Whoa, Sway, that is absolutely ridiculous to me.
Let me ask you a serious question, Sharon.
Sway, that man being that emotional?
You
Yo.
saying black men can't be emotional?
Hey, all I'm saying is that after seeing him cry like that, I understand why women's vagina dry up after a man starts crying. That's all I'm saying.
So, well, let me ask you a question. Do you hate black men?
I do not.
Why are you so hard on them?
I'm just saying. Hey, listen. I'm just saying. Hey, we gotta move in our masculinity. We cannot be resting in our femininity. Why this man here was not done when he had a whole week of suspension? Because he need those girls to goddamn do his hair. All of a sudden, he got a nose ring like a cow.
So,
He's sniffling. He's still in communications with them. He calling them bestie. He got some issues. I do not want this kind of man around my child talking about he is the representation of a male that we need in our child's life because these children are fatherless. That was one of the arguments that they're having. He is so loving. He is that missing masculinity that these children need because we know it's a lot of single moms.
so
bullshit.
So this is what I'm, man. I'm thinking like Aaron, but I'm also thinking like Sway. So not Aaron L, Aaron O.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking like in this scenario. So I don't really know which way I want to go about it. So I'm gonna go about Sway first. First, I agree that he's being very effeminate right now.
Yes.
He just needs to get a new job.
Look at chaotic
Um,
Mufasa. He being crazy. He said, "Do they want them to open up more or not?"
I don't think so. I think he needs to go back in the closet. To an extent. I don't know why. Like I said, this the idea that he's on social media crying, communicating with his students, a lot like he's just a walking cringe for me.
Okay,
He's
I can
very
get with
cringy
that.
for me. Like I'm like, bro, you doing a lot of things that make me not like you. You know what I'm saying? Just like so. But now I'm thinking like Ao. All right, I'm thinking like Ao.
Hey, before you move forward, look at this. Another feminine man. He says, "So black men don't deserve to have hair done? Seriously? People just hate to see black men get anything. He did nothing wrong." It's another feminine man. Go play a guitar and write a song about it before you go over here crying. Wipe your tears. Cut your hair. Write a song about it.
I don't think that's what it. I mean, maybe Sharon was making a joke, but and that's what you're talking about.
Shout
But
out to
no,
Dark Lake Revived.
yeah, and I don't think that's what it was. In terms of black men can't get their hair done. That's, but no, to think like Aaron O. So what you're saying, Sharon, is that feminine men aren't allowed to be teachers?
Whew, they're not to be the male representation of the missing fathers in these females' lives. Because that's what they was trying to push him out as first. Like, hey, these young ladies just need male teachers, so because they don't have fathers and uncles in their lives. And now that we starting to peel back this onion and the tears are starting to flow out our eyes, we understand that this man is not masculinity, because any man that's masculine, first of all, he want to have braids like that, and talking about he want little girls to do his hair, and also because that's a little boy hairstyle. And the next thing, he would not be getting his fingernails painted. He would not be getting makeup done. He would not be getting his eyebrows done. Like, all these things is not screaming out masculinity. He is resting in his femininity. And as we keep peeling back the onion, he needs to learn how to move in his masculinity.
You saying the style of braids was a little boy hairstyle, or are you saying braids?
Yeah, because he's not acting his age at all, especially being somebody that is going to be the male figure for these young ladies that's missing male figures. You are acting their age. You dress like them. You talk like them. You listen to the same music as them. You want to interact with them on a friendship level instead on a mentor level. And that's my issue I have with him.
I thought your issue was because he was zesty.
Right, that's the masculinity part. You too zesty to be talking about you anybody's masculinity coach, you anybody's father figure, you anybody's uncle's figure or big brother. You are not none of that. You are the auntie.
So he's fine if
he's just like Kendrick Lamar's auntie.
He's fine if he's a teacher. He just can't be a mentor, a teacher to your.
Yeah, he could just be a science teacher. Teach the science. I don't care if you're zesty. Teach science.
So he's not.
You can't be playing. No playing in the hair. No getting fingernails.
So if he was a masculine man, then it would be okay.
If he was a masculine man, none of this would have happened in the first place, because a masculine man would have boundaries, especially for little girls. They're like, hey, little girl. Hey, little girl. You better get your mama over here. That's what would happen. Ain't no grown man gonna allow no little girl to play with his goddamn hair. Talking about, oh, hey, Mr.
Now you don't want to know why though? Because he's trying to bag the teachers.
Well, then that makes him even more weird. That he's trying to use kids that is not his own to holler at a grown woman. Makes him even more weird.
That's not what I said. I said the masculine man don't want these girls fucking his hair up because he's trying to bag some shorties later. He's not trying to walk around with fucked up hair all day.
Listen,
or his fingernails painted. He got to go out to the bar later on.
All I know, that
do
man
some
been
laundry and
home
shit.
for the past week, and the day that he decided to pull out his brand new podcast microphone, his hair was not done for some strange reason. The moment that he is on a week vacation from his little girls, his besties. I mean, his besties, because that's what they call them. His bestie. All of a sudden, his hair not done. Nah, there's something wrong with that boy. It's and again, he's calling them bestie. These are your students that you call him bestie. It's a problem. You have a serious problem. You have a mental problem. And then now when he's reading they letters to him or text message, whatever that is, you see the man breaking down crying. That man has a mental problem.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in the aspect of like the boundaries with a teacher of like you trying to be their bestie and all this other little weird shit like that. It's like I don't know. There's levels to everything, man. And you over here texting or being on social media, and like I said, that's weird, man. I've seen kids. I've literally seen kids call, grown teachers their bestie, but it wasn't like the teacher was like calling them bestie back. It was just
Yeah.
like they just liked that teacher, and it was a little girl being a little girl. So he wasn't like, "No, I'm not your bestie," but he understood that that was a little girl being a little girl calling him that, and but he wasn't about to be like, "Hey, bestie back." He was like, whatever her name was, sit down. Or hey, whatever her name was. He never said, hey, bestie, like, nah. And it would be like 62-year-old, teachers, but they just like they come from the hippie area, so they're very chill. You know what I mean? And they've been teaching for a while, and they got tenured or some shit, so they be chill as fuck. And so like I've seen it, and it's not like I'm a bestie back. He's just like, man, I'm chilling. Yo, y'all grades is gonna be y'all grades. I'm not gonna hold none of y'all. I'm gonna give y'all assignments. You're gonna get an L if you want to. You're gonna get a dub if you want to. So those are like the teachers a lot of kids like because they don't necessarily force homework or force like a level of disappointment. They're just like, man, it's up to you.
Yeah,
So.
and I also think another issue was the fact that he tried to portray like all the other parents knew that he was doing this. So what the parents knew is that he was using the girls or the kids as he's going to be doing live TikToks and social media things, and they probably was they was okay with that. Yeah, you could do lives with our child on it, blah blah blah. But I'm pretty sure they didn't know that he was going to be actually touching them and doing nails and hair. Nails did, hair did, everything did. And then also he was talking inappropriate about their boyfriends and who they like, who they thought was cute. It just keep going down the slippery slope of him being too connected on a not a teacher student level. That is the real issue. And but I think we knocked that one out the park. What's the next one?
Man. Do you believe in beating your kids?
Absolutely not.
Have you ever beaten your kids?
No.
What about spanking your kids?
No. If
like barehanded ass.
I had slapped a hand when they try to put something in the socket. Like, no, don't do that. Blow. That was as far as I ever went as to physically putting my hands to reprimand. It's more of a preventive thing. That was my last way of stopping them from possibly hurting themselves physically.
Do you think if a parent is allowed to spank or beat their kids, that everybody should be able to allow to spank or beat their kids if they do something wrong?
I absolutely believe that spanking and beating your children is the absolute laziest way to discipline your child. When people are using it for discipline, I think it's lazy. If you are stopping them from hurting themselves, if you push them on the floor from getting hit by a car, you slap them onto the floor because they is about to get hit or something of that nature, putting a hand in a socket, about to touch a stove, and you have to physically move them from the danger. I don't see anything wrong with that because you stopping them from physically harming themselves. But the physically discipline, then I tell you to be quiet, and then you go in there and hit them. That's crazy to me. If you're, you lying to me? You beat your kid. That's crazy to me. They drop a very expensive glass, and you beat them because they was playing around being children, and you beat them for being children, and they was playing around too much else, and you beat them. That's crazy for me. I don't really see too many instances or examples where it is okay to physically put hands on your children.
What if they disobey, or if they know or if they do something they know they shouldn't have?
That's where we have a conversation. That's what open communication with your children are, and find out what is their mentality, what's going on in their mentality. Do they understand that what they're doing is wrong? And why did you want to go against the grain? Is it a lesson you want to learn? You want to test in something? And I would just go through the mind stages of what my child is going through, that they wanted to purposely break the rules within the household.
But you do believe in consequences for their actions.
Absolutely.
It's just not beating them.
Yeah, so I believe that you should give your kids the ultimate freedom. They should be free to do whatever they want. And as they disrespect the freedom, they get their privileges taken away. So this way they can learn
those physical consequences.
I don't think you should do it. No, I don't think you should physically harm, because that is teaching your children that when they are frustrated or angry, they're supposed to physically reprimand somebody else. And it's a lazy way of thinking. You don't show your children any conflict resolution when you do that. You're not coming down to their level and have an understanding with them. You get down to their level, get eye to eye, and have a conversation with them. Usually they will reveal what are they stressed about, what are their emotions, why are they acting like this. When your kid come home from school, they're going to be hyper energetic. They're going to be doing naughty things because they was holding all of their emotions while they was in school. So now they got to release all of that emotion when they're home. So they're going to be wilder. They're going to be crazy. They're going to be tired. They're going to be erratic, running around. They're going to be egregious. And you, as a parent, got to be mentally prepared to understand that how your child is acting and when they act in a certain way. Are they hungry? Are they tired? Are they sleepy? Are they aggravated? Are they frustrated? Could they not do something? You got to recognize that in your child. Most of the time, these parents that are beating their children, the real reason why they beating their children, because they are trying to correct themselves through their child. They are frustrated at their child because they've seen something in their child that they would love to correct in themselves. And so they try to beat it out their child. And somebody need to beat their ass. Keep your hands on your goddamn children.
What if, but you are okay with if they're exhibiting pain to themselves?
What you mean?
Let's say you make them do wall sits. Or let's say they touch something they're not supposed to. So then you make them hold it because it's typically, it's anything 5 pounds. If you hold it long enough, it's gonna make your arms tired. You know what I mean? So it's like there are certain physical punishments that you don't necessarily have to beat them to make them, still.
So I don't believe in that kind of punishment. Yeah, I don't believe in that kind of punishment either, because I wouldn't want my children to think of working out or getting stronger in a negative sense. So I wouldn't want to discipline. Oh, you're doing everything wrong. Now you got to do 30 push-ups. Nah, that's not. No, I wouldn't want my kid to think of doing anything physical actively as a punishment.
What if it's not? It's more so you're doing it to the point of brink. It's like I understand what you're saying, and I'm not going to dismiss that thought. But I think for the most part, anytime it's like you grow to either enjoy it or understand it, and it does show a level of growth rather than you beating your kids. It actually gives them a level of physical enhancement that they might have not had if they didn't go through it. And now they're understanding, because this is, I think, the biggest. Let me back up. I think this is the biggest problem with disciplining your children. It's not even the action. It's the explanation, the communication behind the whole fiasco. They explaining them why they're getting said consequence. What was the purpose of the consequence? Do they understand their actions behind said consequence? It's a lot more communication that goes behind the understanding and how discipline is really going to sink in with your child. And I think even just spanking them, or even just sending them to their room, or even just taking their game, or even just, whatever, anything without explanation and a level of communication isn't going to necessarily translate well as much as you think with your child. They definitely want to know the reasons as to why they're getting said consequences, and not just you're punishing them for being autonomous beings. You know what I'm saying? Them being a kid. So even working out, even exercising, it should go with a level of communication behind it instead of you just them thinking that if I do something wrong, I'm going to get a exercise. Like, no,
Correct.
there's a reason why I'm making you do exercise instead of beating your ass. Understand
Correct.
that too, because I got my ass whooped all my life, so I had to fight. So
Right. So the
yeah,
thing is that when we talk about spankings, we usually talk about kids between usually, and we talk about healthy spankings, and we're not talking about the abusive parents, right? Let's try to maintain it on healthy relationships because we all know what is
I
it could go
just
to beating. That's why I put spanking instead of beatings because to me beatings is on the abusive side and spanking is more of what I think parents would call a healthy pop, 1 or 2 hits, and that's it.
well don't for me, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. For me, in this conversation that you're talking to me, is potato. If I'm gonna keep it 1,000 in terms of communication, whenever you spanking or beatings, I think of the same thing. I'm not thinking one is worse or the other. I'm only saying that because I've heard people say spanking is more hand to bare ass, but I think there's still you beating your kids, regardless if you use your hand, regardless if you use a belt, regardless if you use a switch. It's all potato to me.
Gotcha.
And
I agree. That's why I don't put my hands on my children. Before we had gone to that, we was talking about the usually when people are putting their hands on children, it's usually after 5 and it's before 13. That's usually the age range where people are putting their hands on their children. People are not usually beating on 13 to 16-year-old children.
I think the reason it even goes to 13 is because of what I just said. And then when you were bringing up the difference between beating and spanking, the only reason I accept that difference is because of the justification. It's not necessarily because of the degree of pain and whatever. It's more so the justification behind you beating them. And I think more, especially talking about black people, got beat for trumped up charges. Got beat for something they probably shouldn't have gotten beat for. Like the idea of them making a mistake or them doing something wrong or disobeying one time. I think a lot of times it'll get, like you said, lying or not doing their homework or making a mess or not necessarily cleaning their room up on time or maybe breaking something. It's a bunch of different things. I think especially, like I said, black people, we got beat for a bunch of random ass reasons, and I don't think that did us any justice because it didn't come with an explanation. It's either
Right.
I did it out of love or
Bullshit.
I told you not to do whatever.
Bullshit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Lazy. Yeah. Most of the time it was lazy parenting, and like that's why I said earlier. Most of the time they are trying to correct their children. They're trying to correct themselves through their children. Most of the things that get them aggravated about a kid is they usually say you act just like your daddy or you act just like your mama, and that's the shit that really get them pissed off, and that's the shit they be trying to beat out of their children, and that is a huge problem for me. I do not like that because the kid is always slow to put on his clothes. You're always making me late. No, fix yourself. That don't got nothing to do with that kid. You know that kid takes a long time. Then you need to get that kid ready a lot sooner.
I would call that it's not even lazy in terms of beating. I think that's just a traditional
Oh
thing.
no, it's lazy because it takes more thought to have the conversation with the
I'm
child.
not disagreeing with you
This is
on
why
how.
I'm explaining to you why I
But
look
no,
at
Sharon,
it as
I'm not.
laziness.
I'm saying I'm not disagreeing with why you see it as laziness. I understand. But I'm saying in terms of why they're doing it is not because of they're just being lazy. They're doing it because it's been socially and traditionally acceptable throughout at least our American history that this is how you stop a child from doing or discipline a child from doing said
Correct.
actions.
I'm saying that it is a traditional lazy tradition that is taught to parents. So their laziness just keep on trickling down. So great grandma was lazy, whoop ass. Grandma was lazy, so she whip ass. And then now you as a mother, you whipping ass because you've been doing lazy parenting as well. So you learned all the bad things and you kept the bad traditional parenting skills moving forward because you don't want to have the conversation with your child. You're not seeing what emotional stress that your child is going through at the moment. Why are they acting out? Are they hungry? Are they angry? Are they frustrated?
But Sharon,
And have the conversation with them so you can meet your child where they at.
did you get beat as a child?
Absolutely.
So my thing is this is why are we switching it now? It's not that I disagree. I'm saying, what is the reason? Because, like I said, this has been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. So why now that this generation, for the, I guess, younger Gen Xers, millennials, are deciding that we're not going to beat our kids anymore? Do you think that maybe it has to do with social, like not social, but information level of information that's available? Because I think the idea that the main thing I'm saying right now is that you don't know what you don't know. Pretty much, you don't know that this might not be the best thing until you have that information given to you and proven to you, and then you can actually compartmentalize it now and express in multiple examples. But if everybody else is doing this, then you don't know that this isn't the right thing you should do until now we have a level of data sets that you can reflect on and prove that, hey, I actually, not only did I feel that this was wrong, it is now being reinforced by data and other forms of science that proves that this might not be the best way to discipline children across the board. So you can't say that your grandmama and your great you can't necessarily call them lazy for parenting and disciplining their children that way, because you don't know what you don't know. So
right. So the reason why we can say is lazy parent, because we ask our mother down to great grandma to great grandma, we'll all ask them, did you like getting your ass up? They would say no. What would you rather have? I'd rather them understand, why did I do this? Please teach me why I shouldn't be this way. Why this and why that? Children have plenty of questions. They are learning. They are learning to be autonomous human beings. So through that learning process, you cannot then beat the person into discipline. No, you got to teach them into discipline and make them understand why is it valuable for them to move in a certain way. So if you just beating them, you are not taking the time out to understand your child, because each child gets a different lesson. Each child get a different parent, even though you're the same human being.
Sharon, you're preaching now, because I don't disagree. What are you?
I don't know, something happened to his microphone. So yeah, so that's the thing. So that's why I consider it. You back?
I am back. So give me a second, man. Damn.
Oh, okay. No, something happened with your microphone.
Do you hear me? All right, cool.
Yeah,
I'm back.
I hear you now.
My mic disconnects sometimes, so to go to my computer mic, I just have to not mute and then reconnect. So it's fine. But no, I'm saying that, gosh, your
laziness, parenting.
Well,
that's what we was on. So the reason you good. So the reason why I'm saying that it's lazy, because it takes away the child learning how to process situations in real time.
No, I got it back now. So now you would have to ask your grandma, why did she do said action? Why did she spank you guys? And she would then give you her reasoning, and then that you would have to go based off of that.
Correct. And usually when you ask them, they said, because you was bad. I was losing my patience.
No. Why did you think spanking was a justified action to discipline me? And she would go into the, like I said, the traditional aspect that this is what was instilled and taught. And even me, as I reflected on, through my adolescence, that I deserve those spankings. A lot of us compartmentalize those actions when we were a child. Once we were as an adult, it's like, yeah, I was a badass kid in that moment.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That is the issue right there, because we always going to say that we were bad. That's what
was a badass kid in that moment.
That's what I'm saying. So most people that got whoopings when they was kids, they would go ahead and say, including me, would say I was bad. But really, I was not a bad human being. I was not a bad kid. I was trying to learn how to be a human. So I wasn't
saying I was just being a kid. I wasn't necessarily being a bad kid. I was literally just being a kid.
Literally, that's what you was being. A child. And they conditioned us to give them an excuse, because they are our parents and we love them, even though they violate us. By the person that we trusted the most was the one that physically hurted us the most. I think that's not a word, hurted it, but they are the ones that hurt us the most. And the way how we deal with it is by saying that we were bad. We actually we are blaming ourselves for something that our parents did to us. No, my parent was fucked up and bad for whooping my ass, Hands down, it don't have nothing to do with me being a bad kid. It has everything to do with my parents being bad parents in that moment. Bad parent moment. Are they bad parents overall? I think that's the problem that most people have with having a conversation. They just had a bad parent moment, not bad parents overall. That is the situation, and that is just the truth.
Well, some people feel that we should bring back a level of corporal punishment in schools because now the kids are starting to run amok and take advantage of teachers and their level of, I guess, hands tied behind their back. You know what I mean? Like, especially it's a funny trope overseas in Japan. They make little stories about it where like the delinquent is now bullying the kids, unconditionally because the teachers are scared and they don't have the power to really do anything. Like this isn't the best of schools, but I think the main idea is that people still believe the level of corporal punishment works. The idea that it does work for some, but the idea that it's also a slippery slope for others. I'm not going to dismiss that fact. You have to acknowledge both. But in the same breath, I think your view on it is more so where I lean to because there's multiple ways to skin a cat. I don't have to beat you to get the same outcome. And I also know if I don't beat you, I am now dismissing all the negative outcomes that could come out of beating you. So, sorry, I was reading what you were. Yeah. I mean, I don't like it either, Shiesty. I don't know why she changed the name of Shiesty to Sugar. But it is what it is. No, sorry. No, I agree. Like I said, I don't think we're going to disagree too much on this show, especially when it comes to kids, because I'm going to, like I said, most of my men or women talking points is because I'm going to have to keep the same energy for my own children. That's why I don't like getting wrapped up in like the whole generalizing to demonize the other side. If it's a fact, generally, meaning 51% of women or 51% of men, not just if 51% of women in this stat, meaning it's 0.0% of women do this action, but now we're somehow using that to correlate to most women. I don't like doing that because then now I feel like I'm going to have to correlate that to my own child, and that's not true. So when I see you guys do that, a lot of times I get frustrated because I know you're not necessarily, you think you're not doing it, but to the audience, and at least to me, you're doing that because you're generalizing. That means you're including your brothers, your sisters, your mamas, your sons, your daughters, your cousins, everybody, women and men, including your family. They're all those things you say about them, about men and women. So I don't like devolving into when we start talking about children. Like I said, I'm not going to disagree with you for a lot of parts, Sharon, but I think when you get triggered on the adult conversations, when you're talking about men and women, then I think we have a bit more back and forth. So I think that's why today's show has been going a little bit more smoothly than most shows.
No, it's just that you learning that you got your ass kicked. You got your ass kicked a few times.
I got my ass kicked.
You got your ass kicked a few times. You did some self-reflection, and you are better at articulating yourself. And that's just what happens with time. As you get older and you have more conversations on a job site with your woman, with your father, with your mother, you get better, and you just rapidly moving very quickly. And you not even recognize how better you're getting from 1 week ago to today. You're just getting better with communicating. And that's why we are not having an issue. Because even though we might have little disagreements, because we did have small disagreements, but the way how you articulate stuff is not articulate in a way where we have to be rival. We just have a point of contention, and that's it. And that's the difference. Your communication skills are just getting better. And I recognize it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that. Huh?
You're just not as sensitive today.
If you want to revert backwards, if you like us getting screaming and yelling and you calling me out my name, then fine, we could go there.
I do call you out your name sometimes.
So
I called you a dickhead once.
So you just getting better at communicating. That's all.
You called me a rim brother. I don't like that.
No, your behavior was not you per se. So that's the difference. So that's the thing that
called me a rim brother.
Sometimes that's the thing that people get confused, right? It's just like when we call, that's why I made sure I made a distinction between a bad parent and a bad parent moment, because a lot of times we don't want to call our parents bad because overall they are good parents to us, but they had bad parent moments for sure.
Sharon, do you think Rim Brothers are little bitches?
Do I think Rim Brothers are little bitches?
Yeah.
They behaviors, yes, they behave like little bitches.
Nah, you be like, them Rim Brothers are little bitches.
Yes.
And y'all be trying to save them. Y'all be acting like little bitches. So when you call me a Rim Brother, you're pretty much calling me or saying I'm acting like a little bitch, and that's calling me out of my name. I don't like that.
Hey, that's just one part of the Rim Brothers. You could just have message. You could be a reformed Rim Brother like Otis. Otis, he is.
I'm a reformed little bitch.
No, you just want to hone in on that one part.
That's what you called them.
Oh God, that's just some of them are. I'm just saying. I would say the majority of them are. Yes.
So that means when you say Rim Brothers are little bitches, it stands. Don't call me no Rim Brother now. I understand what they are, and I'm not one of them.
I'm about to drink some tea now. God damn it.
That's crazy. When everyone was like, "What's a Rim Brother? What's a Rim Brother? I don't know." And y'all try to be like, "It's a red pill man, an incel man." No, it's a little bitch. That's what they call y'all when they call you a Rim Brother. Because literally, it's like y'all acting like little bitches right now. Y'all not standing for your daughters. Y'all not standing for your community. That's literally all they call. That's
a lot of them are not.
They just saying you a little bitch. So don't call me that. No, Shiesty, I don't consider myself red pill. I don't. I think I went through a red pill rage moment when I first got on, but that only lasted for like a month, maybe 2. I was watching Fresh and Fit. I didn't even get into Kevin Samuels right away. Anything for my first red pill, whatever, was Fresh and Fit. But I got into them more for the manosphere aspect of it, the male improvement. You know, the money, the physical, the certain gains getting better in your life, and viewing women as more of a byproduct of you being a successful man, not chasing women. I guess the red pill. The ideology from the red pill I grasped from it. I didn't necessarily take the whole fuck these bitches, they hoes, and da 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 and all these ones. I didn't. That was because that got repetitive. I guess I am. I'm whatever, man. I'm an ascended race, so I think I'm viewed differently in multiple people. Like that's what I'm saying. Ascended race, we don't necessarily get put in a box. Like we're looked at as pretty much better than everybody. When they look at us across all races, they're like, that human is better than me. I wish I was him. So, if you think I'm red skinned, it's probably what you want to be. Yes, that's what I am. But
But that's crazy. But I believe that the red pill ideology, the incel ideology, and the manosphere ideology, these Rim Brothers absolutely failed the youth. And the best example that we got is Tea Leaves. He is the living example of how the Rim Brothers done effed up and fucked up young men's whole psyche, and that they got horrible therapists, they got horrible men in their life, and they followed the wrong ideology, and it stared them down the wrong path. It stared them down into a 4x4, a woman with 4 kids, 4 different baby fathers, and her tubes tied, and he talking about he's looking for love. Insane.
Yeah, so I'm gonna address what you said, but yes, Shiesty, red pill definitely works better for women. It's pretty much just giving y'all female game, like letting y'all know what's going on, so now you can maneuver, and that's what this whole softcore area is y'all got put on game, and now y'all feel like y'all know what y'all need to do. It's something y'all acting soft to get the outcomes while also being mean and yourself at the same time. So I agree, red pill is better for women, but to answer this tea leaves thing, man. I think tea leaves is just is an anomaly in this space. Not necessarily an anomaly, but I think more so he's a blue pill man that's trying to reflect on his blue pill experience. And hold on, because I talked to him. I had a couple conversations with him.
He's a liar.
He lied about a lot of things. Yes, we talked. You saw the was it Venus show? I don't know who show we were on.
He don't want to come in because I'll cook his ass up.
Oh,
I
why you so hostile
on both sides? Because I'm a guy. Because I move in masculinity. I don't rest in it. I move in it.
Okay, sounds very emotional to me. Anyways, no, so Tea Leaves, like I said, is a blue pill man that came to this space to reflect on his blue pill experience to figure out where he was going wrong, figured it out through the red pill, and decided to just accept that and just still live in that. Like he knows where he's going wrong. He knows that this is a bad thing. He knows that, oh shit, this is why I'm fucking up. But he's like, I'm just gonna accept it. And this is me. This is my now that I got clarity and I got closure on who I am. Now I can accept who I am and move forward as this. But then he's trying to hold this woman to a red pill standard. That throws me off. Is that you can't propagate yourself as a red pill man on panels and then try to hold these women on, whatever. But in the same breath, you're saying like you're blue pill, and that's why you're dealing with a 4-time baby mama about 4 different. So I think he, in my opinion, if I'm keeping it being, I think he's using this girl, wasting her time, leading her on.
Ooh. And this is what the red pill, incel, manosphere, rim brothers is teaching. They teaching men to lie to women.
They literally say don't date baby mama.
What he need, if he really was her friend, what he would tell her is say, hey, you need a 10-year hiatus on dick and dating, period. You should not be in the goddamn dating market or dick market until your daughter is 16, 17, where she is completely independent and you could go do your dirt. You could go out on dates. You could go out to get as many jobs as you want because your daughter is independent. She could feed herself. She could take care of herself at night or in the daytime, get herself to school by herself and all those things. And this way you can actually worry about yourself now. So you got 10 years to fix your goddamn self because there's something wrong with you, ma'am.
Well, red pill would tell him not to deal with her at all. So I was a red pill.
Sexually, yeah. He shouldn't be with her sexually.
He shouldn't be with her sexually, nothing. Like, he shouldn't be trying to marry her, court her, none of this, but he's going against all the red pill talking points. So he's actually going against what the red pill. He was following the red pill, he wouldn't be in this scenario. But in the same breath, I want to delineate or differentiate red pill, manosphere, incel to an extent. Red pill, in my understanding, is the understanding of the reality and not the social construct that you were told to believe. The actual reality of the situation of how you should move and get the outcomes you want with women, the actual reality of how you should move and get the outcomes with men. And then manosphere is like male improvement. Like, fuck these bitches, get money. Like, we're gonna swole up, get our gains up, and be like alpha men, whatever, high value, whatever, as best as we can.
And that's where they steer these men wrong, because they only give them 2 things to really work on. They say get physically fit and financially fit. And they also make it as is a one thing at a time thing. You need to work on your body. Then you get pumped up. You get nice and strong. You look good. And then they say, hey, now you go work on your money. And then they go work on the money. And then now they like, okay, I got all this money. I got this great body. How do I talk to women? And then that's when they go find the game, because they don't have no time to actually get socially prepared to speak to the opposite sex. They do not know how to interact in social settings. So therefore, now they got to learn game. So now they got to lie to women. They cannot be themselves. That's the issue. But in reality, most men that are successful at all these things, you got to do it all at the same time. You got to get physically good. You got to get financially good. And you got to get socially good. You cannot do it one at a time, because you do it one at a time, you're going to find yourself way down the line, 40 years old, and now you're looking for a 4x4 that got her tubes tied, and you acting like you are doing something other than just busting nuts in her.
So you're saying they only tell them 2 out of the 3 things?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think they're telling them to get socially inept and understanding women and trying to... You don't think they
No, so what they try to do is say you understand. They try to say that women they are teaching men women's nature and saying that women are hypergamous and they teach them all the negative things about women instead of teaching them all the positive things about women. It's not a balanced situation, so therefore they got a skewed sense of what women are when they go out in the street, and that's why they are socially awkward because they busy trying to get these girls in gotcha moments and red pill talking points instead of actually having a conversation with them and understand that every human being is going to be nuanced and is different. All these women are not hoes. It's just the women that you are dealing with are hoes. It's just like me and you talking about we going to play basketball and we want to be basketball. We want to go travel overseas to play basketball. And the deeper we get into it, the more we're going to be around other basketball niggas. And all of a sudden it's going to look like everybody wants to play basketball. So for them, they are just doing confirmation bias. The red pill saying all these IG women are hoes and everybody is fucking. And then they go ahead and date those same women, them same IG models, the same women that are fucking. And then they say, oh, look, all the women are like this. No, nigga. It's just the women that you dealing with are like that. You keep going to the same clubs and the same type of woman, the same drunk hoes, the same ones that get high, that listen to the same music, they dress a certain way, they in the same kind of stores, and you say, oh, this is all the women. No, that's just where you go. You compete, you keep bringing yourself around the hoes. You making yourself have your own confirmation bias.
I'll say this, Sharon. All these young chicks might not be necessarily OnlyFans models or strippers or prostitutes or sell whatever. But they definitely hoeing.
I don't think so. You crazy? My girl Shicey Bum is not hoeing. You crazy?
It's like, so you know how like the men kind of like viewed it to an extent of like, this is like an accomplishment or this is like a milestone, like certain things, like a whole phase for a lot of young women is like it's like a rite of passage for whatever reason.
Right, so that's my issue.
It's not a specific group. I don't have a like. You know me, for the most part, I'm not talking about one race. I'm not talking about one, socioeconomic status. I'm not, bro.
Right. So again, so what I'm saying, what they do is they concentrate on the certain one. They are not talking about the women that's in their books. They're not talking about the young ladies that have 2 jobs. They're not talking about the ladies that are in college that's just deep down and they ain't dating nobody. They ain't got the lame, the so-called, the same way how they call nerds and the lame dudes. They're not talking about the lame girls or the corny girls, the ones that stay in the house. They ain't talking about those women. The only women they talk about is the ones that are outside. And they say, these are all the women. No, those are just those type of women. Where's the rock and roll girl? They hoes too. Where's the fucking emo girls? They hoes too. Where's the goddamn girls that go to all these anime? They hoes. Like, nah, bro.
Sharon, I'm not Sharon. What I'm telling you, I've hung out with them all. Not all, but for the most part, them all. The difference in them liking things is somehow not translating them wanting to fuck.
Okay,
like
so
just because they like one likes Narnia and Hogwarts and the other one likes Barbie and whatever, they both still want to fuck.
Right, so again, so that's just like a woman. If she date a rock and roll star, a rap star, a jazz star, she fuck all the same type. The ones that are goddamn womanizers. She's like, it doesn't matter what genre of music I go to, they all womanizers. Like, no, you still choosing the same type of woman.
But that's not
every level of every type of woman have their own group of people that they hang around with and the spaces that they move around in. I got women right now that I know that is 35 and up that has no children, dope ass job, but they in the fucking house.
But we can find anything for anything. We're talking about majority, minority. And I'm saying from the younger perspective, when I'm talking about young women, that means women you ain't dealing with or should be interacting with or hanging out with, unless you're a quote unquote predator. I don't know how you would be able to reference any of this stuff.
Right. So the problem is that most of these men, they are talking about the loud minority.
No, I'm saying you keep talking about what most of them. I already acknowledged that. What they saying is full of shit. That they're not saying that they're saying these girls are OnlyFans prostitutes, strippers, like, but the idea of hoeing, fucking, maybe foodie dates, little shit like that. A lot of young men themselves, and me also seeing it in my own life, not just happening to me. They doing these little things, but they're not necessarily OnlyFans, but they definitely using men for food. They definitely fucking and fucking some more. They going into clubs at underage. They doing a lot of these things, and it is what it is. I'm just calling the bean. If
and
it's right,
those are the loud minority that you're talking about.
Are they not? They not. They not. They add up. You might say the underage get into clubs, whatever. But trust me, there's a lot of 18, 19-year-olds with fakes, especially if they're in college. Most of them have fake IDs. Most of them.
Right, but again,
if you don't, you're a minority.
Again, I'm not talking about going to a party. I'm talking about women that are just having 10 bodies a year for the past 10 years is what we talking about. So that's people that has 100 bodies. We are talking about
young women.
Right. So but what we are talking about is hoeing, right? So we talking about these women have 10 bodies a year at least for the next 10 years. That is a hoe.
No.
Not somebody that goes to the goddamn club to dance and party.
So if a chick has 40 bodies at 23 years old, what is that?
Say that again.
If a chick has 40 bodies at 23 years old,
it depends on when she started fucking. Depends how many relationships she had. If she had no relationships and she had 43 bodies, she's a hoe. It's that simple. But most people are not having that many. People are not fucking the way how people are saying. It's just that there's a small set of people that are going around fucking and they recognize each other. A nasty motherfucker recognize a nasty woman when he see her. He like, oh yeah, she nasty. I'm going after her. Most of these men are, if they was to have a conversation with a woman and he's a nasty ass hoe and he's talking to a young lady, she might look like a freak and she says, I'm a virgin. And then the way how her communication is, it kind of leans towards she might be a virgin. They will leave her alone.
I just don't feel like you talking
because most men do not want virgins. They want these goddamn freak ass hoes. So they going to chase the hoes. That's why they always ask them where the hoes at. They never said where the wives at, where the solid women at.
I feel like you're not talking to me. Are you talking to me or are you talking about what other niggas be saying?
I'm talking to the situation that we have. You talking about the majority of women are hoes.
It's not what I said.
What the fuck do you mean? That's not what you said. You said most of these women are out here hoeing. And then you gave me the example of a 23-year-old with 40 bodies.
I said a lot of young women is out here fucking. And you are trying to put a parameter on what a hoe is, right? I might have said they out here hoeing, whatever. But my idea of them hoeing is if they got, like I said, if they have they fuck 10 dudes in 1 year, that's a hoe. It don't take how many years she keeps doing it. But if she fucked 10 dudes at 19 years old in 1 year, probably call her a hoe. If she has fucked another 10 dudes from 20 to 21, she got 20 by she's 21, and then 30 by she's 22, and then 40 by she's 23. Like, it don't have to keep on going till she's 30 before I finally say that chick's a hoe. No,
yes,
I don't have to wait that long. As soon as she starts giving up her coochie loosely, one night standing around, fucking niggas for pleasure and not purpose, she hoeing.
This nigga is crazy.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
The dating pool roast reactions with the 199. I got 40 bodies and I'm 55. Am I a hoe? Answer it, Sway.
Yes.
God damn it. That's less than one person a year.
What that mean?
That's less than one person a year.
That don't mean shit.
What you mean that don't mean shit? So you saying one person a year makes you a hoe?
You fucking one person a year. You think that's what happened?
I'm actually, we got to put it in the average. So like we do not have anybody's exact Colfax or some bullshit like that. If we're going to just make it as a blanket statement, if somebody has 40 bodies and they are 55, we got to put it the duration. All right, let's put it in a different setting, I guess. From 18 to 55. How many years is that? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. 38, 32,
37.
37. But I think the biggest, so what you're saying is if I had got accumulated 30 bodies from 20 to 23, and then I got married and I was married for the rest of my life, it somehow weeds out the hoism from the first 30 bodies. Is that what you're trying to allude to?
No, what I'm saying is this. So if you have 10 bodies in 1 year and you are 19, you could be considered a hoe. But if you have that same, now you have 11 bodies by the time you turn 40 years old, you cannot say that person is a hoe. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, I could see 11 at 40, you not being considered a hoe. However,
she had 10 in 1 year, right?
However, anything over a certain amount, I don't care how old you are. I really don't. You can be fucking. I think like the numbers, like I think over at any age, if you at that 40 mark, I don't really care. You can be 80. I really don't care. Now, I think if, like I said, if you're younger, you accumulated that 10 in 1 year, you still a hoe. You know, if you got 25 by, 30, probably consider you somewhere around there, But if you had like 25 by 40, might not consider you, like a hoe. I might consider you loose at times. Might be maybe like three 1
Not
year.
at times.
Maybe 3 1 year, then you had a relationship, and then you had like another 4, whatever, like, you know what I mean? You were like, it was whatever, you know what I'm saying? You don't really know, it was wishy-washy with you. But like I said, 40 at some point in that, and out of them 40, you accumulated a lot in one time.
Goddamn,
you
this is some craziness.
40s. You didn't space out one a year. She said she was married. She said she was married, didn't she? I hope she's not talking about her real body count. Because she said she was married.
We are not gonna go there. She's not here on the panel, but with the link, the link is in the description. So hopefully you can hit the link in the description, because I know sometimes this thing is hard to hit the link, but the link is pinned in the description. So hold the thing, hit the like button, and in the description it should be the link so y'all can join us and be a part of the conversation. Anybody is more than welcome to join the conversation. So, chaotic Mufasa.
No, that is true though, because it does. So that goes to the point of who you fuck, and I do think both matters. Who you fuck and how many you.
So fuck. You can have 3 bodies and be a hoe.
I think what he's alluding to is who you're fucking.
What?
Yes.
All right. So if a woman pops up, if a woman is having sex with pit bulls, she's a hoe.
You talking about the rapper?
Yeah.
I don't really know Pitbull too much. I would say if a woman.
Let me give you some information. Let me give you some information about it.
Give a better example.
I don't want to sway. I don't want to sway.
Example.
I don't want to sway your thought pattern. That man got 21 kids by 18 women in 13 different countries.
Yeah. She fucking with Pitbull. I probably call her one.
Damn. Even though that's her 3rd person that she ever had sex with.
Yep.
Oh my Jesus.
It's like, I really wouldn't even care. But I think what he was alluding to is the social perception of how people will quantify her as a hoe. If they would view her dealing with a certain type of man that typically deals with certain type of women, and she's with him, she would typically be classified as said women.
Goddamn.
If like she was dealing with Future or whatever, that's gonna be baby mama number 12. Like, she there for the baby mama trip, or like she a hoe and he just fucking with her. She there with Drake, whatever. She just another one of the little, something to fuck on. So I think, yeah, it does matter to an extent on who you fuck with. Because even me, like I don't care if she fuck with this. Like growing up, fuck with a nigga I didn't necessarily have a level of respect for. I didn't care. I didn't care about you anymore. I lost all attraction, all feeling. It could be some of the chicks I was infatuated for, since I don't know when, because you're young, and then they get with a nigga that you don't fuck with, or it's like, why you with him? You're like, that shit just threw me off. Like, you dealt with this nigga? Hell nah.
So now I could agree with it doesn't make her attractive anymore, but I wouldn't say she's a hoe. Now, if she had 3 men in the same night in the same room at the same time, then yeah, maybe, it's a lot. That means she was working everything. She was working both her hands and her vagina. Man.
Oh damn! So he said, explain this, Ron. If a woman only smashed 3 men, but she smashed all 3 of them raw constantly, she's a hoe. I mean, like I said, 3. She 3 men.
So you talking about 3 in a rotation? 3 men in rotation having sex with a woman. They all having a turn at least once a week. Yeah, then I would say,
or like you said, the train. Or could it be 3 baby mamas? 3 baby daddies.
So I don't know about the baby daddy part, but for sure, if it's one, if you got 3 men popping you off a month, the same, even though it's the same 3 men, but you doing it once with them, you doing them every month, those 3 men every month, then I might have to say you is a good possibility that you're either a hoe or I guess you in a polygamous lifestyle, I guess.
Did you put the link in the description?
I did. I don't know if it's clickable.
Well, let me go see. But no, like I said, man, for 40, I don't really care how old you are, because I know at some point you settled down and stopped, and that 40
bum, she is so damn messy. Put your shiesty on and be quiet.
I know that 40 came from a level of, it was a time and period where you was acting like a hoe. Damn. I can at least assume that. Yeah, I think the link is pinned. Oh no. Yes, it is. It's underneath. Yeah, it is.
So it's clickable?
It's clickable. It's clickable in the chat too. Oh, okay. I guess if you're on a computer, it is. I know it is. I'm not sure on your phone though. Yeah. What does Shicey say?
Shicey wild. I'm not even gonna repeat what she says. She wild as hell. So if anybody want to come up, you can click the link. It's in the description. The StreamYard link is in the description. Oh, I just dropped it in the link. I'm not sure if it's clickable, but one of the 2 should be clickable. If not, you're gonna have to copy and paste it into your goddamn browser.
Wow, what Miss Polly got a high body count or something?
Well, she got 3 boyfriends.
Oh, for sure.
For sure what?
For sure.
For sure what?
For sure.
Oh damn.
For sure. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all hit the like.
She is Cleopatra? Hell nah. What the fuck?
Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure y'all hitting that share button. I appreciate y'all. Y'all crazy as hell.
I keep it 1,000 across the board, man. I'm telling you, if my daughter came to me and was like, yo, daddy, I got 3 boyfriends, I got 40 bodies, I don't give a fuck how old she is. I don't.
What you gonna say? Damn, baby, the fruit fall from the tree.
Yeah. Like, you a hoe. I'm like, you a little hoe, ain't you?
Oh God, no way. You're not gonna look at that precious daughter of yours that you raised, that you held in your arms. You see her feet on your wife's bosoms, and you're gonna call her a hoe?
40 bodies. That's 6 inches on average a piece. For how long? How many feet of peen is we should go by how many feet of peen have been inside of you, and then I think it would make more sense.
I guess so, because of what she like Chinese men, then I guess she'd probably be out the.
We can average it down to 4.4. 240 feet of peen.
Wow. That is a strange fantasy.
That's almost a football field.
Yikes.
And I can't call that person a hoe.
Damn. I never thought of a penis that big before in my life. Thank you for that visual. I appreciate you.
You got how many daughters you got? You got at least 3, I think. 4 or 5?
4.
4 of them. You telling me if your daughters came back and said, Dad, I got 240 feet worth of peen inside of me, you wouldn't have called her a hoe?
No, I'm like, man, our family is amazing.
You wouldn't think that she was a hoe?
Not my baby.
She must be listening.
Not my baby. Absolutely not. Nope.
So it's okay for her to have 240 feet worth of peen.
Not my baby. Nope. I rebuke.
Nigga Sharon going to take his kid to get a bath. It's a fucking exorcist.
I will rebuke it. I will go get it reupholstered. No, baby, we're gonna take you to the doctor. You gotta go get that thing reupholstered. We're gonna reattach the hymen and everything. Goddamn it, shit.
I call it, bro. We got to put a number on it.
Nope. On what?
On what if you cross this threshold as a person, man or woman, that deems you a hoe?
Okay, four peens a year, you a hoe.
That
4 brand new peens in your body a year, you're a hoe.
So if they stop for a year, if they stop for 5 years, and that's
5 years, 4 men, you're a hoe.
So if they got 20 in 1 year, that don't count.
If they's 50, then it don't count. They got 21 altogether. They stopped.
They got 20 when they was from 21 to 22.
And then they stopped. Maybe they quit. Maybe they quit drinking. Maybe they quit being on drugs. Maybe they wasn't bust. I don't know. I don't know what happened in that year. Why this person wanted that many penises inside of them. But if they stopped and they turned over a new leaf, just like a criminal record, we gotta say you are back out in the world. You are living a righteous life. You are not a criminal anymore.
Sure, I ain't gonna lie to you. 4 for 5 years, you gonna get a lot of these women wrapped up. They got that.
Oh, so it is working. The link is working.
These ladies got 4 and 5 years, Sharon.
So that's we got somebody that is a whole connoisseur. He knows all about.
That's crazy.
This nigga's part of jihad. What are you talking
about? Part of jihad.
He barely speak English.
Tu bicho cabrón, pato.
So tell us, world class, what is the whole facts? What is considered a hoe?
Any woman that don't give it to me on the first day.
Any woman. Nah, that came out wrong.
Yeah.
Oh no, that came out right. It was just bad.
No, you said they classifies as a hoe any woman that doesn't give it to you on the first date.
That's a fact, because that's what I'm gonna call her. It's hard to say. Like that 1 to 3 shit was a reach. You know what I mean? It was a reach. But if it's a train and she only got 3 bodies, but it's a train, yeah. That's
40 bodies at 55
20.
years old.
40 bodies over 20. Yeah, over 20 makes it bad.
I agree.
So over 20 at any age?
Listen, nigga, if she got 20 bodies and she like 18, 19, she's ruined.
You do understand most men die with under 10. And we also got to understand we are also compartmentalize our great grandmas and the traditional aspect that they didn't grow up with fucking more than 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe 4 or 5. But
and listen,
20?
Most women only have 7 bodies. So let me tell you, Sway, you better be careful. Sway, you better be careful.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you'll be in danger.
Hey, what's up,
Bro,
HQ?
you know I be singing that song at work.
What's up, HQ?
Yeah, hey, what's happening?
What's up, HQ?
Hey, no, that was just a talking point. The 40, it was more like 20. Let's put it that way. Look, hey, I can look back on my years and say, okay, yeah, I was married, so I want to say 15 and 5. So that's the way I look at it, 15 and 5, and keep it moving. But at the time, I didn't think of myself as a little trampy hoe, or didn't think of it. Once I look back, well, maybe that was the case. I don't know. Maybe people would say that, and I'm not calling myself that. I'm just saying, looking back on the behavior, I was a little hot mama. I know that. Hey, I don't look like much now, but I was a little hot number when I was in my 20s. Okay, so I was doing my thing, so I can put it down to maybe being a little trampy, but that's just a thing. That's just a tale to say back then people really didn't ask about body counts and things like that. They really didn't concern it. I mean, I don't think body count matters unless you have a disease. That's what I think.
Goddamn.
As long as you fit, healthy, and clean, huh?
Nobody wants no man really wants to be with the chick everybody's been ran through though. It's like
Of
if
course.
all your boys or the niggas you hate, or like if your random coworker now is like we just nobody wants to be in that scenario where it's like, yeah, I fucked your bitch.
Damn.
Yeah, but if I lived in the Midwest, if I lived in the Midwest all my life and all I did on my hoe there, and then I moved across seas, you wouldn't know whether I was a hoe or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna, what happens in Vegas State base, you just like they said in the red pill space when they talk to women over there, don't let these niggas find out.
Right.
They tell women, well, Sharon, I know you don't pick up on the post, but when they have no women up on there, they be giving the women game, be like, yes, I'm telling you now, if you got these situations on, don't let these niggas find out. Do whatever you can so they tell them the truth on both sides. But I mean, like I said, I agree with you, HQ, on the idea that it can get a little bit foggy, or it can happen real fast. Because I got over double digits, and it just it just happened. I'm just like,
what you mean?
I don't even remember how it accumulated fast.
Hold on, world class. You say you got 3 digits?
I didn't say that. I was just asking what I said.
Yeah, but he said he got double digits.
I ain't saying nothing about me.
But so
you said he said he got over double digits, and you
got
said
double digits. That's it.
Right. So why you saying that's it? Like you got 3 digits?
I'm just saying it's out here.
Because 2 digits is from 10 to 99.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll just say this, man, because
so how old are you? Like 25?
I'm 25 now, and I've been in a relationship for about 3 years. So I've been off the market since I was 22 years old. And like I said, if I was to hoe fax myself,
right,
I would be considered a hoe.
God
based
damn
off
it.
of the standards,
Listen,
right?
Well, look, men can't be hoes.
It happened so fast. I was like, where did if I started counting, like I
Your
really
head
started
was
thinking
spinning?
back. No, because one day I started actually, because I don't count. I never really thought about it. I didn't like write names down in journals like niggas.
I lost count.
And shit. I never did it. I just, whatever happened. It turned
I did too.
If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. It's not like I like held hard feelings or like I was overly emotional about them. It was never like, it was like,
right.
I'm like,
we saw where it went, and it didn't go nowhere, and it was what it was. And I never made anything a big deal. But then one day I started counting. I was like,
yeah, you've been out here.
A minute ago, and I couldn't figure out how many. I just thought 20 was a good. I thought 20 was a good number. Them the only ones I could name. Let's put it that way.
God damn.
When you running, when you be running into people's stores.
Listen, I'm clean. I only got 3. That's it.
Lies.
I mean, I'm not bragging. That's not what I'm saying.
That explains a lot.
You only
What I'm
got 3 if you
saying
want to
is,
stay alive.
you know,
That's funny.
I'm just like
That's funny,
Sway. I stopped at 22. I mean, it was before I stopped at 22, and then continue on after I hit 50. So I mean,
I'm somewhere between 150 and 2.
ouch.
How excuse me?
I haven't been off the
Hold on.
market.
What you said?
I'm probably somewhere. I would say 160. I'm somewhere between 160 and 2.
So you are in 3 digits.
Yeah.
Lord
Now, and
Jesus.
then and I'm fine, right? But it be niggas saying they got 1,000 bodies, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. If you're not like some fucking rock star athlete, like you super travel, you ain't getting no 1,000 bodies, especially not
How
in the
did you
same
find
city.
time that I don't even have 160 people in my phone book?
Oh, no, nigga, it's up, man. Listen, I got a good 70, not a good 68% of that between 18 and really 19 and 24. I was out of control. Yeah, I was out of control.
That is crazy because any woman that I ever had sex with, I could call them.
So
I can't.
Yeah, I be recognizing people like, hey,
I couldn't call all of them,
her.
but I know all of them, and they still remember me. It's like if I was to hit them up, it'd be like, "Who are you?" That's not what it'd be like. But
Yeah.
I think
Sharon, don't listen to Shiesty, bro.
I never stuck to a specific like community and just went around this community of people and just started like fucking all these girls in the same spot. I might have hit up one here, one there, like I was. So that's how I know when I was talking to you earlier, like it's not like specific to a race or a demographic or whatever. It's like it seems to be more of an age thing, like I said, a rite of passage where they just go through this process of I need to be as liberated as the men, quote unquote, and I need to experience this, or I'm gonna regret it when I decide I want to get married. That it's like a big trope of, oh, you're gonna regret not going through this once you finally settle down. Or for some
Hey, listen, just because y'all are nasty, don't put that on all the other people around. Y'all just nasty.
No.
Sharon, you are the minority. You the minority. I don't know what it's a lot. Most people.
You don't think that's true, Sharon? That
want to be nasty.
That a lot of young women feel, or women in general over time feel that they don't go through this. They're missing out on something.
No,
that's the truth. Get the fuck out of here, Sharon. Listen, you don't have the experience to know.
You don't think
no?
True feeling?
It's just something that happened. You look around and you be like, well, dang. I mean, you break up with one guy, or you meet a guy, or you meet a person. And it's like you look around and you be like, damn, I got 5 bodies. And it's 1 year. And then you be like, but fuck. And you look around. I mean, you just look around and then you have bodies. I mean, you're not paying attention to I mean, a lot of people are stuck up about sex anyway. And I'm not stuck up about sex. I'm not, sex doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Some people are stuck up about sex. They only can do it in a missionary position in the dark with the lights off and shit.
They gotta get the fuck out of here.
So I'm saying if you stuck up, if you have a hang up, or you think sex is maybe kind of dirty, or it just can only be happening in marriage, or it can only be happening in relationships, then you'll stop right there, and then that's what you will do. Some of us out here don't think like that. That doesn't make us hoes. It just makes us a little less stifled when it comes to sex. I mean, I don't think of sex as I don't think of it as something I need to get hung up on. I mean, 2 people who meet each other, who want to give each other pleasure, and then get the hell on. That's it. That's the way I look at it.
See the difference between
hold on.
Okay.
HQ, so you look at it just playing tennis. Like, hey, listen, we're gonna get on the court, we're gonna sweat a little bit, swing some balls back and forth.
Just
practice.
Go ahead, world class.
Like a hoe, like what makes a hoe is her mindset. That's her personality.
Right. See, I never told anybody. I never broadcast that. It just, I did my own thing, and that was it. Nobody ever called me on it. Husband never called me on. Nobody ever called me on it.
Well, that's because they like what you did. They're like, woo, they called you back.
Well, I want those people. I don't go back. If you fuck up on the first try, we done. You got a performance. You got to do. If you don't know how to perform, you got to get the fuck on.
Oh God!
It's an event. Like some
Hey,
people
I
go
ain't
go
on
to
this
concerts, some people go fuck.
We ain't on this planet to have bad sex. I don't know about nobody else. I ain't trying to have no
Yes.
bad sex. If I have bad sex on the
Absolutely.
first, no, we can't do it. I'm done.
Oh damn.
Because it's too much information out here to be having bad sex. That's the way I look at it.
That's a fact. I ain't gonna say that loud to you. That's absolutely accurate.
You grown, you should know how to, you should know how to give O's, and you know how to give yourself O's, and you know how to do the thing. By the
Damn.
time you're a certain age, and if you don't know how to do the damn thing, if you think sticking the wood in and just pumping is how women get orgasm, then you definitely gonna get told by me, get your ass out of here.
Goddamn.
If you like Sharon and you don't know how to eat it and choke her out at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have bad sex. That vanilla shit don't work, nigga. You know, wrong talk. And fucking OG. Somebody, I don't eat no pussy. What you talking about?
Yeah.
I eat that motherfucking spit in her face.
Goddamn.
What? It's some wild shit out here,
So,
but I'm saying
I don't
it's
eat
kind of
random girls'
hard.
coochie.
You
I'm
know.
not doing that. I'm not
You
eating
said
no
what?
random. I'm not eating
You
no
wouldn't
random.
get random head from a chick?
I'm not eating no random chicks' coochie.
man.
1, 2. I'm
That's why
definitely not
your bed
eating.
don't grow.
I'm
My
definitely
bad.
not eating. I'm definitely not eating no chick's coochie if she haven't taken a shower. So if I'm just meeting her, or going out and she didn't take a shower, even after going out on a date, no, I'm not like you gonna
No,
have
we're
to take
not
a
saying
shower.
we do that. We're not saying we do that.
That's what I'm saying.
I
I'm
do
not.
certain
I
things
don't.
only in the confines of a relationship. I only do certain things in the confines of a relationship. I don't just do any old. You don't just do any old body any old kind of way now.
Yeah, so Sway, you saying you don't like your meat salted?
Shit. How we get right here? Are you asking about his meat? What's going on?
Not his meat. I'm just
So-
saying, the girl's a little
So I-
salty. Put a little flavor on it.
Oh, okay.
So don't get me wrong. I don't like the taste of
Fresh out the
coochie like
gym.
that in the first place, let alone salted.
Right.
When niggas were saying coochie tastes good, that's a lie. I don't think any
Well, I
man
mean,
who's being honest with
I mean, it
himself.
shouldn't have no taste, to be honest.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Right.
the idea that it tastes good, it doesn't taste like fucking candy. I don't know who the fuck.
Wow.
It's like,
Well, it will if you put some down there.
oh,
Yeah, if you put some on it, but the idea that it just
Who don't
tastes good,
season that meat?
I
Who
don't
don't
think
season
women
that food?
are.
Oh, Sharon
Women are
don't.
going to say dick tastes good, so I don't. Why the fuck?
Who? What?
They
What?
never- They don't say dick tastes good.
Yeah, you ain't had no sluts in your life. That's all.
If they're being honest with you, you think they think dick tastes good,
you still porn.
or they
You
just
still
trying
pure.
to turn you on.
Sway is still pure. You got a chance, man. You got a good soul. You ain't had no woman to suck your soul out.
I'm fine. I'm fine when it comes to the bedroom.
Yeah, but the point
But
of
the idea that if I'm being honest with you, I don't think women, if they're being honest, will say, "Yeah, dick tastes good."
You have never watched a girl get excited and say dick tastes good and just be looking up in the air and giddy.
Bro, they
You never
say
seen
it
that?
It don't have a
in
it
the
don't
moment,
have a
like
taste.
to be, to turn you on, to turn themselves on, or if they're turned on, whatever. But the idea, if it actually tastes good or not, like
I've had a minimum of 40 women say nut tastes good, let alone the dick.
I bet you.
Well,
they did.
I'm not even going to admit. I'm not even going to say that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that if I was you.
I wouldn't say that. I'm saying just the act of performing that is an act for his pleasure. That's not an act for a female's pleasure. Because a female, if she really honest, she don't get that particular pleasure out of that. Okay, so she just does that for pleasuring of a man because that's his body. I mean, which one is better? I mean, you ain't doing nothing on her body, so how would she find pleasure in that?
So HQ, you mean to tell me that the person making the other person feel pleasure doesn't make you feel pleasure? That's a lie.
No, I'm saying physically pleasure. Yeah, mentally you're stimulated because you're doing this for this person. But I've never physically, I've been turned on by doing such a thing. But you don't give me, it's not a pleasurable thing. As in, wow,
she's not gonna have an orgasm.
What? I made a girl orgasm without touching her. What are you talking about?
You made a girl orgasm from her sucking your peen?
No, she wasn't doing anything.
What?
What's going on?
I wasn't physically touched at all. And she,
Nigga was looking at
What we
her.
doing right now?
and
What's
she
this?
still was. She seen how I was doing my damn thing. He's like, he's like, oh my god.
So you was over there dancing by the mirror and she came. Like, what you saying right now? See that shit you did again? Just, dude, go ahead. Do
I was dancing in some vagina, and she was watching me do my damn thing. She's like, oh, I felt it. I was like, okay.
Wait a minute.
If y'all want the link should be in the description. If it's not working, just if
Why
it's in the
can't you
chat.
finish, Ron? Just go on another device and finish.
It might on the phone. It won't work in the chat, but it should work in the description.
Listen, I'm just saying that's how I put my thing now. I put a whole the whole room be looking like a tornado. It's like a vortex.
Wow.
I mean, I warned
Wow.
you brothers, if you come before me, I ain't fucking you no more. If you come before me, I ain't fucking you no more. I tell them just like that.
Damn.
I tell them.
That's a lot of niggas. That's a lot of niggas can't live by that rule. I'll tell you that.
I'm telling you, so they work extra hard.
Hey, listen, I can't even live by that rule every night. God damn it. You gotta catch me.
No, that's for the first
If I
time.
let you get one off and I don't get one off, then I'm gonna be mad. I already know.
Hey, listen, HQ. I just say
He's the queen, the type of chick I'd like to not get one off at all and get her off multiple times. Make her feel a type of way about her coochie.
Hell yeah.
Hey, listen, I live by this one rule. If you can't come while there, you come when I come back.
Wow. Wow.
I've actually had that happen
You
once.
thought that out.
I've had that happen once, but that only happened once.
Hey, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get up in there and 20 seconds later, you're like, what the what happened? I don't even know. How did this happen? What did you do, woman? Did you get that pussy reupholstered? Did you do some coochie ups? I don't know. This is not normal. I'm sorry. And you roll over, you suck your thumb, and you live to fight another day.
Nah, you might try to go again, but then she's like, nah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Cause you be fucking tired.
Cause she be all disappointed and shit.
But that's probably why World Class is such a vagina eater, because that probably happened to him often. So he got to please her somehow.
He like to work them pretty much all the way up, and then the little 2-inch go in.
Wow.
And
wow, this is what we doing?
Well, you have to understand. You have to understand. Eating pussy is a very, very recent acceptable thing. A lot of people still to this day will say, "I ain't eating no pussy."
You goddamn right.
Doing that. So this is not
man. To my black man.
Yeah, because it's not a normal everyday normal thing. So a lot of people do it, but it's not a normal thing, right? So when I was younger, that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing, right? Giving head was a thing, but eating coochie was not a good thing. It was not something. Oh, I ain't doing that. To this day, you got motherfuckers who say that. Well, I ain't ran into them, but you still got people who to this day who say they ain't gonna do such a thing, right? And it's like, look, it's a taboo thing, sort of taboo. People think it's taboo, but it's not really a taboo thing if you educating yourself. If you're educating yourself on how to do it, what to do, when to do, then it wouldn't be a taboo thing. If you the way I look at it is, if you want me to suck dick, then you need to be on the internet learning how to eat pussy. And that way we both get pleasure out of the whole thing. But don't expect to get head if you ain't eating pussy.
So Sharon and Sway, you mean to tell me y'all have never ate vagina with another girl?
What are you talking about?
Where we at?
Heathen Queen. Do you think you do? Heathen Queen. I'm ignoring this nigga because I don't know what the fuck he.
I'm saying there's a girl and then you with another girl and both y'all eating that one girl. So I'm saying y'all never did that.
No, I'm not turned on by.
Well, so what you're saying? Y'all cheek to cheek?
Absolutely, tongue to tongue. Yeah, that's
absolutely. I've never been in the bed. I've never been in the bedroom with her. I've never been in the bedroom.
Vanilla.
So Heathen Queen, are you telling me you put a much effort and energy and exercise in the actual act as the man?
Hell yeah. I'm a Scorpio.
God. Yeah, they the worst.
You think you put in more exercise than a man does in the act? What is he, starfishing you?
Scorpios do. I ain't gonna sit there and hold you.
Man, I'm running and I'm taking a nigga through his paces. You
Yeah, they are
understand me?
strong.
This nigga gonna work for at least 30 minutes. I'm gonna put that pressure on him for about 30 minutes, and then we
Yeah.
can slow down a little bit. I had a 2-hour session.
So you
about
telling
a
me
year
you ain't
ago.
came in 30 minutes?
No, I can do that. See, I'm one of those females that you need to manually stimulate me. I don't. You can't stick your wood in and expect me to come. I don't come like that. You got to
Like
do
the mold
manual
color.
things.
So, i.e., he has to do the work to get you to come. You can't just do it yourself. You can't just be riding him or whatever. He has to put in the work. So,
Yeah, but I like
I
sucking
said,
dick
in the
too,
sexual act, even outside of you,
Yeah,
men
but I look-
perform
but I like
more
sucking
in
dick.
that aspect than the oral aspect. So,
gotta-
Yeah, but I like doing other things too. I like sucking dick and doing that kind of shit too. So other stuff turn me on besides that, right?
yeah. So
So-
that's what I'm saying. So when men, listen, I'm talking about to the men you're talking about. They
Right.
compartmentalize that the act of oral, or where women's game and where women thrive is that, and when men thrive is the pipe game, because that's what we do. So it's like y'all both have y'all roles to play, and where you perform greater at. It's like, if he wants to do it, if he don't, I mean, get you a coochie eater. Some men like eating coochie, some men don't. Sharon don't. World class dude. I mean, but the idea that if a man has to
Sharon need to grow up.
pleasure you, that's not true.
Oh no. I mean, I don't require you to do that, and some men don't require to get their dick sick. Some men just want to stick their wood in, but I usually warn a person ahead of time. I'm a manual person. I'm not an automatic. You have to put your hands on this body. You have to stretch this body. You need to do what you got to do.
Conversation's getting too old for me. Not too old, but too mature. There's only so much I can do with these type of conversations. I can't.
And make sure y'all hit that goddamn like button. We don't got enough likes in the goddamn chat. Hit the like button, people.
I don't even like seeing like sex scenes on like movies and shit. Like I just
gotta put her heel behind her neck.
Goddamn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the last encounter this month. See, I can't swing a dead cat without hitting a 9 or 10 inch. So I have issues. I be walking like Fred Sanford when I get done the next day. But I can't.
You're gonna learn you something today. Y'all gonna learn.
So
went over my head. Like
we gonna have to change the name of this show, Sway.
Anyway,
What the fuck did she
this mug, right?
What did she just
He
say?
act like he didn't know.
She said she don't
like he didn't know. No.
Somebody translate that into younganese for me. I need to understand what
Scorpios got this ability to know how sex gonna be before it starts. So they already know who can fuck and who can't. I know this because I was almost a Scorpio by a couple hours.
Right.
So that's what she's saying.
See, I can tag a dude. I can tag a dude by the way I vibrate when he come around. Yeah, this shit gonna be good, right? So this motherfucker had to have at least a 10 or 11 inch, and then the motherfucker like to lean into it, like lean into it.
Where you go, Sway?
Where you at? Bring your
I'm not
ass
doing
back,
this shit
Sway.
no more, bro. I can't. I did, like I said, there's only so much I can take. Like I can't start talking.
Sway. Hey, Sway, I don't think that was the proper word to say after she said 10 or 11.
Bro, you gotta relax.
She said she knew
Pause.
the man
Whatever,
had 10
man.
or
It's
11.
just, I'm just.
You want to say it's only so much you can take?
All right, whatever, Sharon. I pause. This is too much, bro. Just pause again. I can't with HQ, and y'all too, and all this. Like I said,
It's okay. We understand. You can't take that much. That was too much for you to bear.
Too much.
Pause.
Pro Diddy.
Jesus Christ.
Look,
No Bracy.
I'm just comfortable with the
that's why we
subject.
say no
You have to be
Bracy.
comfortable with the subject. If you're comfortable with the subject, I mean, if you're comfortable with the subject, you're comfortable with the subject. I'm
not comfortable. How much you talking about how the meat size of men that you take and all this other. I don't want to know nothing about none of that, man.
Hey, listen, wait, do not
about,
get intimidated. It's
the
okay.
intimate details on the women.
You
he started to try some and all this other. Like I don't even want to hear that shit from this.
Sway,
nigga, like.
Sway, it's okay. You don't gotta get intimidated. You are enough, okay?
Shit.
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Shit.
I just this is cringy for me, man. I just don't want to. Like I said, I don't like these type of conversations too much. I get cringed out. I can hold my ground for a while, but after a while, it's like, bro, I just.
Oh God. Well, anyway,
Well,
no,
this
I
is
don't
what-
consider. I just consider it very comfortable. Some people are very comfortable with doing that, and so therefore, body count doesn't really change their outlook too much.
I ain't gonna lie to you, HQ. If I'm on to eat coochie, I want to eat a coochie that's been least ran through.
But you don't.
I don't want all that residual cum that y'all say that gets left over the years, and she got just stacks and stacks of residual cum from all the niggas she been fucking. I don't want none of that shit. Yeah.
What's going on, world class?
But listen, this is what happens, right? When you get a woman that's really chasing that first or second, like that number one guy, that number two guy, that's how her body count really get up. Because once that situation is over, she trying to recreate that. For a lot of women, they want that same. They got their appetite is different. It's no different from like the money situation. When you get a chick that's with a nigga got a lot of money, her appetite is different. So,
I put a lot of chicks on the game, man, and they're doing very well in their relationships. And this is before I even hit this red pill manosphere space. Like, tell you, man, once they come through with me, they definitely do better.
What?
They do better than you, Sway.
Oh,
no,
They upgrade from you, Sway.
No. I say they'll go get a man that they can actually commit to, because they always complain like, "Oh, I can't get," because they always want me to commit. I'm like, "Nah, I ain't for it." You're not, because I'll be honest to them. I'll be honest with them, like, "No, you're not. I'm not ever going to wife you, put a ring on it." Like, I'm like, if I'm gonna keep it 1,000, I've already talked to you, interact with you. It is what it is. But nah, I'm not wifing you. So at this point, I can give you advice. So that's typically what I do. And they do. They pick some decent guys now. They're not dealing with the same dickheads like the athlete that's in a different school. Yeah, like I don't know why you thought that dude was gonna be faithful to you. This nigga's 6'4", 280, a D1 athlete, and you thought he was gonna be faithful to you at a different school. You're bugging. So
what you mean?
You gotta tell them a little shit like
so
that.
So you saying height and his profession makes him unfaithful?
Man, bruh. Like I said, I was right. She said I was right. She listened to me from then on after she had to learn the hard way, and now she's doing better things.
Drew Bledsoe, he is 6'4", and he's been with the same woman for 28 years. What do you mean?
You think Drew Bledsoe, or maybe men that's like Drew Bledsoe when they were 22 or 21 or 20 years old in college and was a thriving athlete, you think they got a bunch of bodies in those years and then found their wife and then was married for all eternity?
Regardless, when he got married, he's a faithful man.
Maybe you might know. Derek, was it Dirk Nowitzki? His wife let him do once a year because she already knows.
Shit.
Well, that's because she know her husband.
Well, no, she just know the game.
No, she know her husband.
She know the game. So I'm saying certain things you don't know. You don't know what the relationship is if he fuck other bitches or not.
Yes, we do, because he said no, he did not.
Grant Hill and Tamika been married for a long time.
There we go.
You don't know what they got going on either.
That's a horrible. There's a horrible argument. They got plenty of NBA, NFL, soccer players that have been with the same woman for over 10 years and no scandals happen. So we got to assume that they are faithful. That's it.
I just want to say that the swinger culture is growing.
Give that coaching advice to these women to strive and figure out and date and don't expect them to cheat on you or to not take you seriously or take you seriously. But hey, I gave her proper advice for the moment and it worked out, and now she's doing better things. That was the sentiment of the story.
So you don't believe it depends on the human being if they cheat or not.
Right.
You believe it's a profession. You believe who they're around. You believe all of that.
How tall they are, how handsome how tall they are, how handsome they are.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the individual and what they find important. Sex may not be. See, here's the thing. Sex is important, but sex may not be that important to every person. Having sex with multiple people is not that important to every person. Right. And basketball stars included. They're human beings. and football stars, they're human beings just like the rest of us. They may feel like marriage is the way to go, regardless of whether they're religious or not. Marital sex may be the only sex they want to have. They only want to have sex with a woman they want to have children with. There's plenty of human beings, regardless of profession, that want to be faithful and are faithful. So you cannot say because he's a basketball star, a football star, that he's going to be unfaithful.
That's all irrelevant. That's all irrelevant because, like I said, the vice stand, it worked out. And I would tell the same thing to a different chick. So as much as y'all want to try to, like, oh, you can't, you don't know. But I know for the most part, if you're dealing with these athletes on these college campuses, they're not dating most of you to marry you. They're not, especially, like I said.
But the problem is that when you put it towards athletes instead of character, that's the issue.
Right.
Well, if that's the issue with you, that's fine.
No, that's the issue with human beings.
Serious.
Because if you saying that it's only the profession and not just men in college that act a certain way, that is a problem because she will just go ahead and think that just because he's not on the basketball team, that he's not that he's only 5'10" and average looking, that he ain't slinging pipe because she's not looking at character, she's looking at attributes. Oh, is he 6'4"? Is he on the football team? Oh, he don't have all those things. Why would this man cheat on me? This man must be good because he's in the science lab. No, it's character, not his profession, not none of those other things that you are saying makes him a good or bad man. It's his character.
Right? No, he's talking about you put yourself in certain positions. Like the chicks is gonna be after the ball players if you in college. The hoes is gonna flock their way. He gonna get an appetite. He's used to a certain thing. Now, to go as far as say it dictates
work class.
No.
Work class. Are you 6'5"?
5'11".
Did you play professional football, basketball in college or overseas?
And
you got over 100 bodies. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It does matter. Because them niggas had over 1,000.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Here's what I'm saying.
I was an athlete, know most athletes and around the campus I've been around, and I'm not like dumb to the game. And I definitely told her more than that, but that was just a blanketed statement. So I understand y'all's pushback, but in the same breath, like I said, I'm still gonna reiterate the same stuff to her that you expecting certain things out of this man. Don't expect those things. Come with a level of you need to start doing a little bit more. I understand he's not average because that's where her mind was, is that he's just a man. I'm like, no, he's not. He's not just a man. So don't expect him to just move like that because he probably understands his worth because multiple women throw him at himself. So
you see how this look. This is how it sounds.
Well,
it sounds like
fine if that's how it sounds. It's literally it doesn't even matter because in the same breath you guys are disagreeing with what I said, but what I said to her, whatever I said to her worked. So as much as you want to disagree, what Sharon likes to say is my own real life is telling me that what I'm saying worked. And so you, with much pushback you want to give me, it doesn't matter because whatever I said to her worked.
No, absolutely not. Because now you're not just saying it to her; you're saying it to other people. So that's
I'm not. Y'all are trying to expound on what the blanketed statement I said.
All right, so that's it. So you either gonna have to learn how to articulate. You gotta either learn how to articulate.
I'm not saying it to no other people. I'm making a statement on what I did.
You gotta learn how to articulate yourself better, or you're gonna have to concede to the fact that that point that you made is null and void because you cannot put all those things just because they play basketball. It is a character flaw that some people have.
Right.
Okay.
Listen, there's things that come with being an athlete, especially in college. There's a level of attention that comes with an athlete. So that's what he's speaking to.
Well, Sharon doesn't
even like there's that. There's basketball players.
Been an athlete, hung around with them. He's never done none of those.
Wait
things,
a minute. Are you saying
also,
that every athlete on the team fucks around? Is that what you're saying?
There's a culture that comes with athletes. It's the same culture that comes with
DJs. Are you saying that every athlete fucks around?
No, I've never said every or only.
Okay, so
nobody ever says every or only or all in any of these things, but they like to go to those and then harp on the exceptions of the rule.
So
there's going to be 2 out of the 10 that are faithful, and you want me to give her advice like, yeah, that it might be 2 out of the 10.
That's why I said culture to take it off the people.
That's what we're saying. That it doesn't happen with every athlete. We're saying,
but that's redundant.
Never said it happened with every athlete.
It's not sunny every day. It doesn't rain every day. It doesn't matter if it's every or not. There's a certain culture that comes with athletes, and we know that.
We understand what you all are saying. You don't seem to understand what we're saying.
We
We're
do.
saying
Literally
it's a
saying
human.
not
It's a
every.
human
We literally
being.
hear every single word you're saying. We're not dumb.
It's a character thing. It has nothing to do with whether he's an athlete or not.
It doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with him being an
Athletes
athlete.
cheat, lawyers cheat, barbers cheat,
Like,
warehouse men cheat. They all cheat if they want to. If
That's
they
it.
don't want to, football players don't cheat if they don't want to. It's a character thing. It has nothing to do with the profession. That's what
Okay.
we're saying.
There's not an argument on character. We're not. That's a mute argument.
That's
Has
the
nothing to do with
problem.
what's
It
in
is, but it's a character
That's
flaw.
not a
That's
problem. We're talking proximity and possibility. If you putting yourself in an environment, if you come to the hood, it's a higher chance that you could get robbed because there's more thieves there.
Yeah, but what you were saying, but that's not what you're saying. What you were saying
is what I'm saying.
What you're saying is, if you're in the hood, is that everybody's selling drugs. 90% of them are selling drugs, is what you're saying.
Hey, with the y'all, what do you?
The majority,
you think for every
he's saying the majority of athletes is doing a certain thing. We're not going to say all. We get that. He is saying the majority of them. That's why you got to watch out for athletes. That's like saying the majority of people that come from the hood sell drugs, and we know for a fact that majority of the human beings are not selling drugs.
Listen,
come on.
It is about putting yourself in a certain proximity and a certain percentage in potential. When you are in the culture, that's what I said 3-4 times. That athletic culture attracts women. What is that? All-Star Week? All these different chicks who sell vagina is flocking to wherever the All-Star game is. It is a culture that we know about. It's the same shit with DJs. DJs get a tremendous amount of vagina. When you put yourself in position with a guy like that has access to the finest women in your local area, or sometimes national, or sometimes multi.
Let's put a pin right there. Let's put a pin right there.
No, hold on. I'm not done. I'm not done. When you put yourself in that position, the guys that operate in that profession have access to women and have a certain appetite that the average nigga don't have. The nigga that just work at the steel mill. No, that's absolutely true.
No, it's not. You gotta stop fantasizing about other men.
It's not a fantasy. It's not a
fantasy. Your life is not
wrong. You only have sex with There's nobody on this panel that can tell me anything about this. Nobody has the experience I have. I've watched it. The nigga at Taco Bell that can make the decision to cheat does not have the access to the nigga that worked at the star player at the local college.
But he still
That's
has
not
access,
real.
Though. But he still has.
No, he
access.
does not have access to the chick, to the five-star recruit that's playing in college. Absolutely
He still has the option to cheat.
He don't have the option.
You're not getting what we're saying. We're saying it doesn't matter what profession it is, what level of female that comes to a football game.
The likelihood of the nigga that work at Taco Bell to cheat versus the nigga that is a 5-star is the starter on a local college team. It ain't nowhere close.
Hold on. Okay, I got it. So work class. What you saying? Hold on. What you saying is that the one that played basketball that's a cheater, he could fuck 10 women, and the one at Taco Bell he could only fuck 3. But that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about just the fact of cheating. The amount of bitches that each one of them is fucking is irrelevant.
Correct. Anything complicated. I'm talking about the culture that comes with it. A nigga that work at Taco Bell and a nigga that work at McDonald's are not in the same culture as some athlete.
No, but the problem with your culture, you saying is that because he has more access to women, that's why he's cheating. No, he's just a cheater. No, he's just a cheater. If he didn't have the access, he'd still be a cheater. If he was a fucking
nigga, it's no different.
If that same 6'5" dude was working in Walmart, he'd still be a cheater.
It's no different from weight. A person that can.
Well, I never even alluded, but hold on. I never even alluded that he was cheating. I just alluded that he wouldn't take her seriously. It's not even about taking her cheating. It's just him actually deeming her to be his wife is not in. I don't think that's in the likelihood for her. But if she, I told her if you want to go down that. Because he has a lot of options. But if I also told her if she wants to go down that route, what to expect and what she needs to be aware of. But in the same breath, when she went back down that route and found out what she needs to be aware of and what she needs to do and accepted and was moved out of this social construct bubble she was living in, looked at the reality of the situation, it didn't work out. And now she...
So y'all understand what y'all saying?
About? No, honestly, no. Because at this point, y'all triggered, and I don't even feel like going back and forth. I gotta go. I got work. Peace out.
He gonna cry in the car. But look, what y'all say, just because the person has.
Why you like throwing shots as I'm trying to leave?
Don't act surprised. Don't act surprised.
This nigga is really what's that nigga from Lion King? Scar. Oh, Scar looking ass with your gray ass beard, little patch right there. Motherfucker's a demon.
Good night, Sway.
But here's the thing: opportunity does not produce a more of a cheater. Listen, he's a cheater. He's a cheater. It doesn't matter if he cheat
with the ghost air.
It doesn't matter if he cheat with 10 women, 3 women, or even just 1 woman. If he's a cheater, he's a cheater. It doesn't matter how many options he got. If he a fucking scumbag, he's a scumbag. It's simple as that. If he can't be honest, he can't be honest. It doesn't matter. The opportunities doesn't make him more or less of a cheater.
That's false.
Right?
No, it's not false.
Absolutely false.
So how these regular fat, short, 5'7", fat, ugly are still cheating?
Right.
They don't have the access that you're talking about, but they still cheating.
Right.
World class, you a man that got 160 bodies. You probably got more bodies than some niggas in the NBA and NFL.
I don't know. Nigga,
100 people is a lot of human beings, bro.
Oh, but I'm 38.
Listen, 100 human beings that
you
ain't
put
even being inside of is a lot of people. What are you talking about?
Is that like
that's a lot of
4 or 5 people a year?
Bro,
that's from 11. Hell no, that ain't shit, nigga. That ain't shit.
Average body count for men is like nine bodies by 38.
I ain't average, but here's what y'all gotta understand that this is not a debatable thing. It's not a debatable thing at all. Y'all, you can fixate on about somebody's choice. Like y'all can, just like you listen to the fucking radio, you can hear a song or ad that you don't even like. But after a while, after you fucking listen to that shit 60 fucking times, you start to know the motherfucking word. After this, these niggas, these athletes, these people in these spaces where you see some of the finest women in the world that look way better than they do on IG, you gonna fucking fold, nigga. I'm talking about a very specific culture where these 7s and ups be in, man, you gonna fold.
Cheat with
these
fat
niggas
bitches. What are you talking about?
It's not about what people cheat. No,
cheat with fat bitches.
It's not equal at all. It's not equal at all. It's not equal at all. You can just people cheat. I'm not talking about. Here's the thing that you're missing. You can't.
Absolutely. Look, three the Sun Music said it correctly. Fellas could get cat under any status of life. Homeless.
I'm not talking about males. I'm not talking about.
The problem is you're saying that
there's no problem. Y'all have no rebuttal for what I'm saying because you're not. You keep fixating on people because that's your fear. You will be cheated on. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm talking about a culture. Talking about a culture.
It doesn't matter what culture you're talking about. It doesn't matter.
Wages. It does matter. It does.
No, it doesn't. No,
you can't say it does. Saron,
it doesn't matter.
The reason does matter. Sway told you he gave advice to this girl to stop fucking with ball players, and she got the results. It does matter. That's what
it doesn't matter because
there's no argument there.
The reason why it doesn't matter because you can still find a cheater that goes to church. It doesn't matter. It's only about character.
Every time you pick one person, we're not talking about one person.
It doesn't matter that I grew up
on somebody's choices.
What I'm saying is
we're talking about it.
What I'm saying on work class, it doesn't matter what hood I was in, and no matter how many crackheads I was going to be around, I was not going to smoke crack.
Right.
You just did a whole video, a whole live talking about the young man and it being inappropriate. Because why? If more people see that, more predators see that, they'll take opportunities. Yes, they'll take that shit and they'll use it. That's what we're speaking to. If you put yourself in a fucking proximity, a culture, I'm not talking about just your city. I'm not talking about just my city. If you have a culture where you have women flocking to you, it will change your palate and how you deal with it. And your likelihood of taking a woman serious, like he was saying, in a relationship or out of relationship is less because you don't value sex like that because you can get it when you want.
So again, this is where you're wrong again. So we're going to use that same example. The reason why I said that is because those men character want to take advantage of people that do not understand. So they would use what he did so they could take advantage. So they already had the character in them.
You can't say a man is taking advantage of a girl that travels across the country to see him.
Hold on.
Fallacy.
World class.
You just take advantage.
No. Let's stick to the point that you just gave.
Yeah.
You said earlier today, I said out my mouth that the reason why that video was bad because other people that had bad character would use what he did so they could trap other people. So they already have the character. He's not he's not teaching anybody to be predators. It's predators seeing what he did and then they taking advantage. So that's a character flaw, not an opportunity flaw.
Yeah, that's no different from a fucking person that had a DWI not being in places where there's alcohol. If you put him in that environment, i.e. that culture, the likelihood of him relapsing is high. What part of that do you not understand?
So I go into a bar and I don't even drink. So how do you explain that?
Come on.
It's null and void to you. It doesn't even matter. That's not a point at all. That doesn't even make any sense. If you don't drink and you go into a bar.
So here's the thing, work class. I used to be an alcoholic and I could still go to a bar.
You keep talking about the one. Why do y'all keep compartmentalizing? You can't compartmentalize anything I'm saying and have an argument. I'm not. I'm talking about something general, a culture. I'm talking about a lot of people. You keep saying or you find a one person. That is redundant. You can find an outlier. That's not
no. So here's the problem that you are.
I'm not missing anything.
We are talking about character, and you are talking about something completely different. We are saying you got to separate.
That's why I'm telling you, you're not rebutting what I'm saying.
We are saying that we got to separate the character from the so-called culture that you're talking about.
I'm telling you,
it ain't no culture. That's those people's characters. What we saying? It ain't no culture.
I'm telling you, you're wrong for bringing up character because you're not rebutting what he's saying, and you're not rebutting what I'm saying.
I am because I'm telling you.
You are not. He's not. You can't rebut what he's saying with character because it's not a rebuttal.
So you know at all. You have to rebut
with you have to rebut with a culture.
No, you do about a culture. Culture doesn't
have to. He's not talking about you find it. Y'all don't understand. If you were in court, you would be done. You don't understand how basic and simple what this really is.
It has nothing to do with culture. You don't get that.
If y'all, I hope y'all never in court with me. You gonna lose everything.
We get what you're saying.
You don't understand how retarded what y'all saying really is.
No, because what you're saying, no matter what you do, if you are in this culture, that you got to move a certain way.
Nobody said that. You have to lie. You can't change anything. I'm saying.
No, you are saying that the culture predicts what the people are doing.
I didn't say predicts. I said the likelihood. You're in a proximity where it's most likely. I said that multiple times. I deal with people
we are trying to tell you. It doesn't matter what culture that
you're wrong.
Is in. It doesn't matter what culture that person is in. Whether it's rock and roll, sports, hip hop, bar, a sex tape. It doesn't matter. That person's character. That person's character is that person's character. It doesn't matter.
Right. I understand that you are having a macro conversation. You do understand that right now, right? That's what Sway was speaking to. What? What do you mean? What? You're an adult. You don't know what macro means?
World class. You are saying. Hold on.
Y'all have to stop. Hold on. Just stop talking. Listen. Sway
saying culture.
Exactly.
No, Sway is not here. Let's keep it to us having a conversation because you're saying the culture dictates how people are moving.
I didn't say dictates. That's not what I said. You can't switch my words.
You keep making the argument that just because they're athletes, that they're going to be.
I didn't say none of that.
They're going to be surrounded by beautiful women, and they're going to take advantage of those beautiful women. That's what we hear you saying.
I am talking about the results. What you hear and what I'm saying are two different things. I am talking about what has tangibly, physically, actually happened on Earth. When you watch a fucking high school, college, or pro situation with all of these different athletes, including rugby, including soccer, you have women that will flock up. The prettiest women are flocking there. Listen, it is a culture. Sports is a culture. Come stop it.
No,
but
that's
it
not
doesn't mean
Hold on. World class. You cannot say hoes trying to flock to licks is a culture in sports. That is just
yes.
Just because
it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Wait a minute.
It got holes in everything. Holes is everywhere.
The baddest women in your area is going to be flocking to these basketball games, these football games where they're going to see men congregate.
But that's not world class.
That's a culture. Yes, it is. They got their own lingo. They got their own outfits. They got their own. They got their whole culture.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the culture. We're talking about.
That's why you're wrong, because that's what he was talking about. He told. Listen, y'all gotta stop talking.
Okay, so world class. World class. The problem. Hold on, world class. Hold on, world class. The problem that you are having, and that you're for some reason you are not understanding.
I'm not. There's nothing y'all saying I don't get.
You are putting whole culture only associated with something. as a sport. When hoes is just going to be hoes. They are everywhere. It is not no one culture that they are part of more than the other. They are part of in every fucking culture. So that's why it's a character flaw and not a culture.
You think it's a whole culture in anime? That's
yes.
Nigga, it's not.
Yes, it's
a whole culture in anime. Okay. It's just little girls that maybe fucking every once in a while.
So
you're not listening.
Sway was just talking about. Hold on, Sway was just hold on. Sway was just talking about it earlier. He said is hoes when he go to the goddamn anime shows that happens in Atlanta that he's about to go. It is hoes there as well. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That
anime is the culture.
Yes.
Okay.
Even in anime.
No, you don't.
Yes.
Listen.
Hold on, work class. Please let me figure it out. What I'm trying to explain to you is hoes everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's sports, anime, chess, hoes are being hoes.
Wait a minute, let's
character
give him that.
flaw.
We gonna give him that. Here's the thing. This is what he don't seem to understand what we're saying. 10 men, 10 athletes go into a room, and there's a room full of hoes. Not all of the 10 athletes are going to take advantage of that.
That is never a point to say not all or every.
That is what we're saying.
Everybody that's used every and all, you lose every time you say that. Is you can't possibly have an accurate statement.
Okay, look, let's get past that. But again, you cannot
make any sense.
The problem.
Why y'all talking?
Hold on, work class.
Let me finish. Let me finish the example.
Hold on.
We are saying. The 10 men go in the room, and there's a room full of hoes, and 5 of them take advantage of them, or 6 or 7 or 8 take advantage. There's still 2 within that culture that may or may not take advantage of it. We're saying it's a character, it's within your character to be the unfaithful, rampant hoe in that culture. It doesn't matter one way or the other. It matters about the individual human being. It has nothing to do with whether there's a football culture, a baseball culture, or any kind of culture. It matters not one bit. If you go into that culture and you take advantage of that culture, that's just your character. Some people don't. We gave you an example of Grant Hill and his wife. He said he was faithful to his wife. He was in the same culture as all those football and those basketball people. There are some people who take advantage of it, and there's some people who don't. That's all we're saying. You cannot say every person that goes into a football culture and all them hoes is throwing themselves at him, he's going to take advantage of it. Not all of them are going to take advantage of it. That's all we're saying.
And every time you say that, you're failing, because that's not an intelligent argument. To say that's a fake argument. What you just proved is everything that we said. Hold on. Let me finish.
We don't need to reiterate that. Fine, that's cool. But what I'm saying is that you are not getting past the fact that it got hoes in anime, it got hoes in chess, it got hoes in football, it got hoes in lawyers, it got hoes in doctors, it got hoes all over the place.
Warehouse workers,
it got hoes all over the place. So the fact that you are trying to pinpoint it to it is that certain cultures have hoes and other cultures don't is nonsense. It got hoes in the church. So therefore it is not the culture. It's just hoes being hoes, and it's a character flaw. It don't have to do with no said culture.
Okay, you done? Y'all done?
Yeah.
So I can crush your point. Yeah, the holes at church, it may be a 3 or 4. The holes at the basketball game is going to be an 8, 9. That changes. It's no different from the burger that you get maybe from McDonald's. Is not the fucking 4-star burger from a 3-star Michelin chef making the burger.
That don't matter.
Completely different culture.
That don't matter.
Entirely different culture. It's entirely different delivery system.
So
sorry, y'all world. I'm sorry. Hold on. The women that these men have access to in sports, in music, in entertainment is on a different level than some nigga at choir rehearsal. No, it's not the same.
Hoes. They're still hoes.
Water and ice is both made out of H2O.
Jesus Christ.
At 33 degrees is the separate. It's a different
world class
degree.
So world class, we already
y'all want me to stop talking when y'all want to stop, but
because you're not talking.
There's nothing you don't make any. If we were in any professional situation, y'all don't make any sense.
No, hold on, world class.
Y'all don't get in the concept.
World class, you're talking a different point. You are saying
I'm not.
You are, because you say this is your argument. Your argument is that the pro athletes get 9s and 10s, and the other people they holds is 3s and 4s.
That was never different. That's what y'all not catching it. You never had y'all have just listen. If you could get anything that me and Smith said, you can't possibly have an argument because we're talking about the culture. That's what we said when we say culture. That comes with a level of attractiveness when it comes with women that is not for a nigga that work at Taco Bell. Jesus. The culture is different. These chicks are wearing the cutting, the new fashion.
Hold on, pause
not acknowledging
there,
that.
Please, world class, pause there again. Me and HQ, we are not talking about the quality or level of beauty. You are talking level of beauty. We are not talking level of beauty.
That's why y'all wrong, because this is what we're talking about. This is what Sway is talking about.
Level
no, he's not.
No difference.
It is.
No, it was not. We was not talking about the level of beauty.
Y'all was talking about something that's wrong. Me and Sway was talking about what we talking about.
Hold on, world class. When you said the culture, we were not talking about the quality of beauty of 9s and 10s. That was not the part of the conversation.
Who you talking about?
You just added this quality of beauty.
I did not. I didn't just add that.
You did.
Look, Sway said this is what he was saying. He said that he advised the girl to not take that man serious because he's a pro athlete, not because he gets 9s and 10s and she too ugly.
Right.
Sharon,
it had nothing to do with looks.
Sharon, that comes with the culture. That comes with the culture, especially pro athletes. It's not even a question.
Okay, so we could give you the beauty. Okay, fine.
Right.
It's more beautiful women.
Over.
But that's not what we're talking about.
That doesn't make your argument.
Beauty was never look. Even Pumpson and Dub said beauty was never mentioned in this conversation until just now. You added the beauty. This is what I'm trying to explain. We are not talking about beauty.
Right.
We are talking about cheating.
Again. It was said, she wasn't here the whole time. One. Number two, I said multiple things. I've said the same thing in multiple ways. The quality of women is literally what I said first. So she can't be right, or she's deaf. The quality of women that these athletes have access to, I've said this is like the 4th time I've said that. It's way different from a nigga at Taco Bell. You remember when I said that?
No, but hold on, pause there. That's not. Hold on, pause.
Do you remember when I said that?
No.
I said that verbatim. I repeated the same exact thing.
Hold on. No,
okay, go ahead.
When we was talking about the Taco Bell versus the athlete, me and HQ both can say that yes, the athlete he could probably pop off 10. Let me finish saying what I'm saying. The athlete could pop off 10 and the Taco Bell could pop off 3. And that was never our argument. The argument was about cheating, not the volume of how many 10 versus 3.
And
that's never been the argument.
Your argument was wrong because you didn't understand that part. That's why.
It doesn't matter what quality of woman. That's what you don't understand. It doesn't matter the quality of woman. It matters about the character of the man, or the character of the cheater. I'm sorry, the character of the cheater. That's what we're talking about. Whether he works at McDonald's, sells hot dogs, has a hot dog stand, works at a warehouse, or in the NFL. If he's going to cheat, he's going to cheat regardless. It is a character thing. It has nothing to do with whether he's a football player, a star football player, get 10 pussies a day. It don't matter. He still has a character problem.
It absolutely does. It matters.
What? I just don't understand how you don't understand, and we are not. Clearly, you're not catching that. We are talking about two different things. You are talking about.
I've said that 3 times.
About how many? You are talking about how many women he's fucking. We are not talking about how many women he's fucking.
I don't know why y'all separating it. The quality, the amount of women and the quality is dramatically different when you're dealing with sports players.
But what does that got to do with the character of the man? It doesn't
matter. Appetite. His character will change because what makes anybody anything is your environment. Environment, and this is what you don't understand. That's why
work class. Okay, so let's take it off of women. Work class. Right. Let's take it off of women because this shit is not making sense to me. So a weed smoker, if he has high grade weed versus low grade weed, what you saying there's a difference between those two?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be a difference between the weed?
I can't.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
It matters. It doesn't matter.
What?
The character, the fact that they smoke weed is the issue, not the grain of issue. I mean, grain of weed. It matters how many women. It doesn't matter how many women the football player sleeps with or the warehouse worker sleeps with and cheats with. They're both cheaters.
Okay, I heard you. You asked me, a guy that smokes weed, high grade Low grade, yes?
Yes.
That's what you asked me.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know people are dying from smoking bullshit ass weed, right? Synthetic
said-
weed, right?
Nobody said.
I'm making sure we're clear. It
But
makes
we
a big difference.
again,
This is why these niggas travel.
It's the
Hold
rabbit
on,
hole.
world class.
It's
Again,
get a
you're bringing
word.
it, hold on, world class. You're bringing in something that is not a part of the
Oh
conversation.
my god! Oh my god! What do you need me to bind, limit, and restrict it to so you can get it? Because everything you're gonna be because if I can get it out, what dictates character? What I don't think y'all understand is environment. This is something you can't deal with. Neuroscience. Your environment dictates
World class. This is
your
crazy.
environment.
I can't believe you're doing this.
You
World
don't.
class.
This is where you die. You don't. There's
World
nobody
class.
that can challenge
Hold
me on
on.
this.
You're
Science.
hold on. World class.
Hold on.
World class.
What dictates character is environment. You know what dictates your environment? Your culture.
No, it does.
Precedes
World
your-
class.
The culture.
World class. This is
This is not an argument you can win.
No, you are.
If that was real, then you wouldn't have to teach your children anything, and the character would just be there. The character is dictated by the environment. The environment is dictated by the culture.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What?
This is not true.
What the fuck are you talking? Are you serious? You doing shit with your face doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have anything to do with real life. You said character. Where the fuck does it come from? It's just osmosis. People just got great character from how?
Well, world class.
If their
me and all
character,
my
you
girl-
shouldn't have to
if all
teach
my
them shit then,
girlfriends
right?
are- wait a minute,
There's
hold
no
on,
reason to
world
teach
class.
anybody
Hold on.
anything, right?
Hold on, world class.
So hold
Y'all,
on.
y'all,
So-
y'all, this is
Hold
dope.
on.
Hold on. World class.
It's just
Hold on.
character. Where the
Hold
fuck
on,
do you get
work-
character from?
Hold on.
The
Wait,
environment you come from.
Hold on.
So are
hold
you
on,
saying
hold
world
on.
Y'all
class that
Hold
Nothing
on,
I'm
hold
saying
on.
is challenging.
Hold on,
Go
hold
talk
on,
to
world class.
neurosciences
Hold on.
about
World
it.
class.
This is science.
World
It's
class.
not debatable.
World class. Hold on.
Hell?
You're just windmilling right now, and it's embarrassing.
Are you
I'm
saying
windmilling.
Yes, you are
saying
windmilling.
if I
Frustrated
because
talking to
I'm-
people around my age that do not understand basic. Where
Why
you
are
think
we
you get
talking
character
over each
from?
other? Jesus
World
Christ,
class.
why are we talking
Hold
over each
on.
other?
World class, hold on. If me and my
Am I crazy?
girlfriends, 5 of us, went to a football NFL party, right? And 4 of them got smashed, and I didn't get smashed. Why didn't I get smashed? No. Why
they
didn't I
want you.
feel like smashing? Why didn't I let them smash?
Why are you going to? What you think you're making a point because you're going to a party where your chicks is
Wait a
getting
minute, hold
your
on.
friends are
Listen
getting
to what I'm
smashed?
saying.
You think
Now,
do you think
listen
that makes
to-
sense right now?
Listen to understand, not to respond.
No,
5
no.
of us
Make a
went to
statement.
party.
Make a question
5
that's
of
not
us went
dumb.
to a-
You
Hold
and
on,
your
hold
friends
on,
went
hold
to a
on.
party
Okay,
to get
hold on,
smashed.
let's
And you think you're making a
Hold on.
point?
Let's pause. Hold on. Let's pause. Hold on.
That
World
doesn't make
class.
any sense.
Hold on,
I'm the
world
one that didn't
class.
do it. It's because
World
of the
class.
environment. You went to a
World
party where
class.
your friends
Hold
got
on
smashed. You
one
think you're
second,
making
world-
sense?
World class, please. Hold on.
What's going on right
World
now?
class. I went from high grade to low grade, and then you went to K2. You took it off of weed. Like you
Cool.
moving the goalposts to prove a point when
Right.
both of them are weed smokers. I didn't put no fucking K2 into it, no fentanyl into the drugs. I said one person he only smokes high grade, and
Right.
another one only smokes low grade.
Right.
And we know the difference with that. So now
Right.
you
Okay,
added
cool. We'll leave it.
K2
We'll
and
leave
all
it
these
right
bad-
there. We'll leave it right there. Right there. So is it the same between 87 octane and 93? It's the same, right? What's different experiences that's going to happen when you put 87 versus 93? So you think the grades don't matter? And it's not going to have any effect, even though you
Wait.
just articulated one's a high grade and one's a low grade?
Okay, so that means
You think there's not going to be a different in
Hold on.
environment and experience?
Okay, so let me answer the question.
Okay, go
World
ahead.
Class.
It's a
They
rabbit
both are,
hole.
they both are, no matter what, they both are gas cars. They both
Thank
need
you.
gas.
Thank
That is
you.
the character of that vehicle. They both need gas. And that's what we're saying. So so what are you saying that is different? They both need gas in that car. So therefore,
Yeah,
that character of the car is a gas car. You cannot put electricity in that car.
Okay.
That's what we're
Gas-
saying.
gas
That's
car.
the character flaw. One takes gas and one takes electricity.
they
Now
have an
take that
entirely-
same- now take that same. The gas is the cheater, and electricity is the monogamous dude.
Okay.
That is
Right.
the difference of what
You ready?
we are talking about.
Okay, cool. They have an entirely two different experiences. No different from the sports players and the nerd that barely gets to see any women anytime soon. They're having two different experiences. They're
But
having
he's still a cheater. They still cheaters, both of them. The gas station attendant and the football player, still cheaters. They still doing the same thing. They still have the same character flaw. We're saying it can happen whether he's poor or he's rich.
you
It has
keep
nothing to
missing
do
the
with where
point.
they're at.
Okay, I know you don't want to talk. Sway brought up that he gave advice to the young lady to stop putting herself in position to deal with ball players when the likelihood, this is potential. This is what these kids, that's what y'all don't understand these boys, because I don't know where y'all been at. They are putting themselves in position to give themselves a higher rate of return. ROR, ROI. Put yourself in position to get a higher likelihood of success. If you're dealing with ball players who have access to a lot of different women who are not going to value women, then you're putting yourself in a low position. So she stopped doing that and she got the results that she wanted. That's what he explained. So if I have a car and I want higher quality, I'm not putting fucking 87, 89 in my car. I'll put 91, 93. If I'm a weed smoker, I'm going to take the higher grade versus the lower grade. It's a different experience. So that's dictated by the culture. If I come from a culture where my dad is telling me to put higher quality,
stop
that. Oh my God, you think so? So now, let me just be clear. I'm gonna stop here. So so these adults that are on the internet right now that people are looking at, you're telling me that the experiences and the culture is not what dictate character. Yes, that's what you're saying. In 2024. When Les Brown exists, when Tony Robbins exists, when Jim Rohn exists, when Dan Pena exists, when Dan Locke exists, where Eric Thomas exists, who says this stuff? Oh, what the fuck? What's his name? Think and Grow Rich. Like, this stuff is known. This is not a questionable thing. But y'all on Sharon's channel at 10 minutes to fucking 11 p.m.
We're saying to you that it doesn't matter what he's
so he can finish.
It's just blowing my mind right now.
Let him finish making his mute.
You're telling me that the experiences that you have doesn't affect your characters, which you're explaining right now.
Okay, now we could get into the conversation. Right?
Go ahead, please.
So you are talking about a whole bunch of conversation in one conversation,
right?
That is the problem. And what we are talking about and what you just said is two different conversations.
Right.
I already said that. I said it before y'all said that.
All right. So we're trying to.
So why are you taking us down a rabbit hole that we ain't trying to go?
Right.
Because y'all took us down a rabbit hole that we went.
No, we did. No, we did.
You did. You did.
Lord Jesus.
You did.
This is crazy. I can't believe this work. This is my first time dealing this with you. I'm surprised.
It's not rocket science. Sway was talking about the girl that he gave advice to. Y'all talked about it's a one person. Everybody's a cheater. You isolating and compartmentalizing it to a person's choice when he's talking about a culture and a ratio.
And again, so now we get back to the original topic.
I never wavered off.
So this culture thing doesn't have anything to do with this man and his options to be fucking. No matter what culture that man is in.
Okay, let me help you. I think that's where we are falling. That's where we're falling apart. You saying this man? What man? Sway gave advice to the girl. What man? What man? What was his name? What man?
Oh my God. You okay?
Arbitrary, floaty, ghosty man. What man? Explain that to me, please.
Jesus Christ. Again, so this man that is in sports, it doesn't matter if he was a sports player, he was a lawyer, he was a fucking doctor. Right. This man and his bad character flaw is just a horrible flaw. It doesn't matter what culture he's in. The culture does not make him a cheater.
And how many people do you think you've included with all of those different things that you gave in at the end of your soliloquy about? It doesn't matter if he's a cheater. All these professions you name. How many men do you think you've kind of covered? That the lady was
the quality of woman.
How many men did that include? How many men do you think 50%, that included?
50% of the
men. No. How many? How many?
All men.
How many?
All men. You either
out of 100%. Okay, in America, out of 100% of dateable men in America,
thank you.
I would say only 50% of them are cheaters, and the other 50% are.
So we will make.
They don't have nothing to do with culture.
So we're talking about close to 100 million people.
What?
Yes.
Wait.
Yes, close to 100. Whatever. Close to 100 million men. Close to 100 million men has bad character flaw to cheat. Okay.
So wouldn't it make sense to speak to narrowing it down and eliminating a few people if a girl wants a certain results? If she wants a certain results, it would make sense to start elimination, right?
It's a rabbit hole.
By character, yes, by character.
By character.
It would make sense. So you're compartmentalizing it and limit it to character. Yes?
That is the only place that we are talking about is the man's character.
That's the only place that you're
Not the
talking
man's
about.
occupation.
Right. But we're talking about a couple levels before that makes your character possible, called culture.
No, we not.
You did. You kept calling it profession.
Hold on. No, this is where you're wrong. Just
Okay.
now, I said 50% of the men are not cheaters. That does not have anything to do with environment.
That's about 100 million people.
Sharon, let me help you out here, Sharon. Ultimately, culture is an influence. Character, it can influence your character, but it's not your character. Do you know what character's basically comprised of? You being courageous, loyal, compassionate, confident, kind, creative, patient, reliable, and honest. Your environment isn't indicative of that, no matter where you're at. There's some people who have that and don't, right? That's a matter of, saying of who they are as a person versus any type of environment. I mean, rich men do the same thing as poor men when it comes to that type of stuff. They can have poor character, and poor guys can have poor character. It's not the environment, it's more of the person, It's the influence.
Well, maybe he understands. Maybe we can say it this way: if you took the football player out of the football league and then he was a warehouse worker, he still would be a cheater either way, because that's what he knows how to do, what his character allows him to do. It has nothing to do with his profession or where he's at or his quality of woman. If he's going to cheat in the NFL, he will probably cheat when he's a factory worker. This is what we're saying. If he's in the NFL and he's not a cheater and he has a steady girlfriend and he wants just that one girlfriend, he's going to be a steady person.
No. That's where we're going to stop it at there, Heathen Queen, because if you're not married, it's not cheating.
Fine. That's semantics. That's fine. That's semantics. Yeah. But so world class, do you not agree with that? That it doesn't matter what field he's in, he's going to cheat. So you believe that football player in the warehouse is not cheating?
No, I'm not even responding to that. Your environment, generally speaking, I know y'all want to compartmentalize it down to some phantom man that doesn't exist, but your environment dictates your character.
So again, I want to get at some kind of answer so we can have a foundation. You saying that NFL player, if he never get the chance to play in college, he is not going to be a cheater.
If he never get to play in college, he won't be an NFL player.
I understand. This man,
there's a lot of guys that, again,
why you can't answer? I don't understand why you having difficulty answer the question.
Go ahead.
Before you move forward.
Go ahead, ask the question.
That man, if he never went to college, he was just a regular man, 6'5", strong and everything, but he never went to college. Straight out of high school, he went to the factory. Would that man that is a cheater, would he be a cheater working in the factory?
One, this is not a real question. Two, no.
So you saying that man?
Okay, the majority of the men that I'm talking about, no.
Well, that's what, and this is what the part of the conversation that we disagree with you at. That man, no matter what he does as a profession, he would become a cheater. We are not going to tell any woman or any man that just because she's a nurse that she's not going to cheat, because nurses don't cheat.
Right.
Well, let's also put more context in that too. Let's not demonize the man because he's a flawed human being. I mean, he's a human being, right?
Yeah. We're not putting any.
Ron, y'all need to start. Yeah, you have no idea if this was done by a professional. This video was looked at by professionals. You don't understand what categorization you putting yourself in when you make these statements.
Lord have mercy.
Even from a religious standpoint, you basically no, because what you just said, my guy, you just said people don't have free will. That's what you
were saying people don't have free will, not me.
Yeah,
I am saying the environment dictates. The environment will dictate your character. Meaning you have an ability.
You were saying that because a man works in a factory.
No, you just gave
going to be faithful because he works in a factory.
Can I finish the statement?
No, because you're not moving past that point. Did you not say that a man? Did you not say that a man working in a factory, he is not going to cheat?
No, you asked me if the guy You asked me if the NFL player didn't go to the NFL, he worked in a factory, that he would still be a cheater. I said no. Right. So you're saying that however somebody's born, they can't change and be something different. Jesus. That is what you're saying.
No,
you're saying no matter what his character, like it's just innate. It's just this natural thing that is automatically going to be. It's like There's no situation in
Yes,
life where a
that's what
coach.
we're
Hold on.
saying.
There's no situation
Yes.
in life where a coach putting somebody in a different environment has gotten more out of that person. There's no situation where a person in a good environment went into a bad environment and that bad environment influenced. Like, what the fuck are we talking about right now?
We are talking about character.
Just this
and
fake
for some
thing
reason,
for y'all fear of being cheated on. You want to make a narrative that doesn't exist on this planet.
nigga,
And
you are
you gave
saying,
me a concept of an
right,
NFL
you gotta
player
stop
not being
talking.
an
Hold on,
NFL
you gotta
player
stop
and
talking.
working in a.
You are not. You are moving in this. You are talking in a circle right now.
And plus,
Because what you are saying is that no matter who you are, if you become an athlete, you are part of that culture. And once you get part of that culture, you have no more autonomous because there's so many women around you that you have no choice but to cheat.
I am telling you the potentiality of being in a certain cultures and certain certain environments. It's just that simple.
Well, can I say this, guys?
You know what it's called? You know what it's called? It's called law of averages, and it's called the law of large numbers. This is not debatable.
It really is as much about character that it is about self-discipline, right? And let's just keep it real.
If you're in a house where nobody has self-discipline, how are you going to emulate it? You forgetting how the brain works?
This is
babies
crazy.
are not gonna, and a baby's gonna mimic something they never seen.
This is insane.
And that's gonna be that on that character.
Hold on. So you saying all genius kids come from genius parents? Of course not, right? That'd be dumb to say.
Right.
They didn't see their parents being geniuses, but somehow they become a genius. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna say it again. Because could you make it? I want you to
Most
really
of these
live in
people
that. I want you to
never
live in
played
that
sports
falsehood.
before. Most of
I
these people never
said
played
environment. I didn't say anything about
so
genes.
the environment. What is? Oh my
So
God.
you can have two stupid parents and you can have two broke parents, but they can invest in some education and financial education for their child and change the environment
and
also change that person's character and discipline.
And also, a person could be born and
Can you
raised.
acknowledge that point like you wanted me to acknowledge your point?
Your point doesn't make sense.
How doesn't it? What the fuck? Okay, I would love to hear that. Because I know I'm talking. There's no possibility because my stuff working in real life. We work in court. So I'm trying to understand how you're telling me I don't make sense. Let me explain that to me.
That don't make sense.
When the judge who want to convict me can't even do it. Go ahead.
That don't make sense.
I don't even know what.
I know. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Let's continue. How do I not make sense?
Convicting you on, and we are not talking about criminal activity right now. Like you just windmilling. I don't know why you windmilling, but you just
you
windmilling.
keep saying random stuff. I'm responding to the stuff you're saying. Explain to me how what I said wasn't real.
How? World class, you are moving the goalposts. You just moved it on to the judge and being in a courtroom. And you talking about?
Yeah, I'm asking you, how can you, who is not a judge, tell me that I'm wrong and I'm not making sense? But what I do works in the courtroom where stuff actually matters, not on the YouTube platform. So I'm trying to you explain to me how what I said when you have a guy that is not doing well, get with a coach, he put him in a different environment, he gets a different result. You were trying to say me that everybody's character is just some innate thing, and it is not influenced by the environment, like Sway was talking about, like I'm talking about. You got a guy that has access to the finest women in his space. He has a different appetite. The likelihood of him taking chicks serious and wanting to be in a relationship when he got access to vagina that he doesn't value is high. The likelihood of that happening for that girl when he said that she changed that behavior and got the results that she wanted. I'm not understanding what the debate is about. Just for you to insert that a man could possibly cheat. Who gives a fuck? We're playing in what success range are y'all talking about? What success range? And
you asked about four different questions, by the way.
Because I've asked all these questions throughout this time we've been talking, y'all can't answer.
We've been just proving it one by one and explaining to you, but for some reason you are stuck on a fantasy of just because you play football that you are fucking the dimes of the world, and that's not the truth.
Based off what?
Based on these niggas' wives. Most
so
of
the
these
dimes
niggas
are going to the nigga house at
Nazareth.
Not all NFL players cheat.
You can't possibly be right when you say all. I never said all, not one time. Never said all.
You are pointing towards the culture. You're saying the majority. So you're saying the vast majority is doing this, correct?
Yeah, again, y'all have never even said the word I said. Not one time.
Again, because you keep interrupting. You do not want to put any definition on anything that you are saying. You're just talking.
What do I not put a definition on?
What percentage would you like to put on these men that are in this sports world that are cheating?
At least 80.
And again, so that's what we are pushing back on. So we are not making up some fake argument. We are telling you that it depends on the character, not because they're in the NFL, that 80% of the men in the NFL are cheating just because they're in the NFL. Those 80% of men that are cheaters, no matter what field that they was in, those men would have been cheating.
Based off what?
What?
Based off their character.
Based off what? Okay, I heard character. I got that.
Yes,
What
based
can
off their
prove your
character.
argument? You're right. Let's do it your way.
The possibility of all of them cheating because they are football players is not an argument. That's the argument you're making. We're
No, I'm
saying
not.
it cannot be true. That's what we're saying. We're
Okay,
saying
prove it.
it
Okay,
was
that's your statement.
already
You rebutted
in
it.
them.
What now? Rebut it with a fact. Substantiate.
The fact,
Already in
them.
okay, so the fact is that the men that do not make it to the NFL and they never play professional sports in their life, they wind up getting married, working in a fucking factory, and they still cheating.
And these are a point in rebuttal to what me and Sway was saying. How exactly? So I can,
because you are saying that the culture of him being a sports athlete is the reason why he is fucking so many different women.
Thank you.
And we are saying that no matter if he make it to the NFL or not, when he goes to that factory, that man character, no matter where he go in life, he's going to be a cheater.
My question was
Thank
based
you.
off what? Based off what?
What?
Off of the okay. I don't
Based off
understand.
what?
Off of the man's character.
There's no way you can prove
based off that men that are in regular spaces cheat every day.
Right.
So world class. What do you think about women cheaters? Because women cheat at about the same percent as men do.
Let's not move off the before we move off. So regular human beings cheat as well.
Okay.
Right.
They don't have to be in the NFL.
That's what we're saying. That's our argument right there.
Okay, and that contradicts with what me and Sway are saying. How exactly?
Because you are saying that it's because they are athletes. That's why they do it.
No,
you said it's the culture of
Thank
being
you.
an athlete is why they do it. That's what you said.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I'm done because he said yes and then he says no at the same time. He's talking out both
What?
sides of his neck. You talking out both sides of your neck. And you don't even realize this is crazy.
No, you don't. You're not paying attention to the words that you're saying. You said that I said it's because he's an athlete. I said no, it's because of the culture. You can have a nigga that get pussy that never plays. Your turn.
I can't.
This is insane to me. I can't believe this. I'm surprised about you, world class, but you know it is what it is.
You can have a guy just because he has on the jacket, and this niggas have done this. They put on the varsity jacket, they get pussy. Your turn.
Well, that comes
The jacket off.
See, that proves that it's a culture.
No,
and that nullifies your argument.
Well, that comes down to options, world class. I mean, if you have options,
That's my point. They have options because of the culture. That's the fucking point I'm making.
Hold on. Okay, so hold on right there. Hold on right there.
Why
But
Sway told the girl to
hold on. The problem that you are missing right now is that the dude that put on a varsity jacket, that is his character to just be fucking on bitches.
Thank you.
That's the part that you are missing.
What you're missing, thank you. If it wasn't the culture, why the fuck would he put on a varsity jacket, my nigga?
Because again,
he put the varsity jacket on because he knows it comes with the culture. Keep
Black
talking.
culture or American culture at this point? You're talking about American culture, right? In general,
Rabbit
right?
holes.
I'm not. I wouldn't possibly be talking about another country that I don't live in. I'm talking about the United States.
American culture. You're in America. What do you mean?
Rabbit hole, Sharon.
I wouldn't possibly be talking about another culture, another country. I'm talking
You
about this,
live in
what I
America?
watched. I'm talking about what I watched in this country.
Okay, America,
So
right?
I'm speaking to a country. I'm speaking to a culture.
The culture.
Niggas will put on the varsity jacket. Niggas will put on the college guard and act like an athlete, and he'll get vagina.
Again,
Let's
world
move
class.
forward.
World class. This is what you are fucking missing for some strange reason. It doesn't matter what jacket he put on, where he put on a varsity jacket, where he put on a business suit. He is just gonna follow the rules of whatever that is, and is a part of his character. He is just playing in each roles. So if he went to a rock and roll band, he'll wear whatever the rock and roll niggas wear because that's what's going to get him pussy. If he was a lawyer, he'll put on the best suit because that's what's going to get him pussy. He put on the varsity jacket because that's what's going to get him pussy. It don't have anything to do with the culture. That's who he is. He's a scammer. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a deceiver. It doesn't matter. He is faking. He is fronting. That's all we are saying. And for some reason, you think only when he put on a varsity jacket that could get you pussy. So that means if I put on a varsity jacket, all of a sudden I'm gonna have so many women running me down that I cannot fight them off.
Were you an athlete?
Oh Lord.
I
Were you?
mean, men have been cheating way before athletics came into play.
All right, that is it. I can't do it. I can't do it no more. I can't believe world class. This is insane to me. Insane to me. I cannot believe world class did this. But we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Make sure y'all all back. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. I appreciate you. Send a 99-cent super sticker, super chat. I appreciate all of that. It's much love. But we'll be back 9 a.m. This is what we do. We rebel against remedial rhetoric every single day. And world class was saying a lot of remedial rhetoric today. Insane. Character over culture every single day. Doesn't matter what culture. If you're a piece of shit human being, you're a piece of shit human being. It is simple as that. And we are the solution-based group. My name is Sharon Bracy. I'll catch y'all in the AM. 9 a.m. Don't be late. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see y'all there. Woo.